grown. Diamond stud earrings, $99. You take that, Mr. Walmart, and whoever else is out there.
When it's time to replace an old window or door, you want expert craftsmanship and proven experience. You want Davis Door and Sash. Right now, take advantage of our limited time promotion. 10% off materials on new energy-efficient doors and windows. Voted best in the River region for windows and installation in 2024 and 25. Davis Door and Sash would love to work for you. Call 334-288-6010 or visit davisdoorandsashalabama.com. Davis Door and Sash, the perfect fit for your home.
Experience the magic of the holiday season with a cruise down the Alabama River on the Harriet II, the finest entertainment spot in the river region. Take in the stunning skyline and enjoy the sights and sounds with friends and family. Book your holiday cruise today at funinmontgomery.com. Celebrate the new year in style with a New Year's Eve cruise on the Harriet II. Enjoy hors d'oeuvres, live entertainment, a bubbly champagne toast at midnight, along with party favors and, of course, fireworks along the city skyline. Book your New Year's Eve cruise today at funinmontgomery.com.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. And as I looked at the rundown of the headlines, more just bad stuff. As we find out more details about Rob Reiner and his wife and just what occurred there, it's what a demonic scene right before the holidays. Michigan's explaining why they didn't fire that good-looking blonde staffer who had an affair with their now fired head coach, who also was arrested for also just craziness. I've been telling you all the holidays are the most wonderful time of the year. You also get a lot of funky stuff going on. Marco Rubio rules out 2028 run if JD Vance seeks the Republican nomination. NBC News is claiming that there are, based on polling, cracks starting to show in the MAGA base. Erica Kirk and Candace Owens met. Both left that long 4.5-hour meeting saying it was very productive. And so it seems for now the flames have been dying down. You have Elon Musk now worth $700 billion, as AOC says he's the stupidest billionaire on earth. I'll let you be the judge of that. It's kind of like the gal that you broke up with because it just wasn't working out and stuff. And in fact, you're like, I want to be more godly. In fact, I might do voluntary celibacy. And her response is to go become a whore. And it's like, that's an L. That's an L. Anyway, AOC talking about Elon in that way, just it's like you revealed yourself. Ukraine's given up aspirations to join NATO, which is great. They're looking for more of a longer-term security guarantee from the United States. Trump is sort of teasing that, but I don't think it's going to be as long-term as they want. And of course, Ivey, governor, yesterday ordered flags flown half-staff in memory of Brown University student from Mountain Brook, Alabama, Ella Cook. Actually, of all places, the Daily Mail did a really great interview with a lot of people that knew Ella in the Birmingham area and there at Mountain Brook, and we could get into that a little bit. Gerald Allen and the University of Alabama National Alumni Association have established a Charlie Kirk Memorial Endowed Scholarship. And, of course, Will Ainsworth is all of a sudden back in the news. Maybe he's going to run for Senate with what he claims is, it seems, a weak field, but he's hammering again the West Alabama corridor. So that's just a quick rundown of things. In studio with me, we have Byron Shee, as always. How you doing today, Byron?
Doing all right, man.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Merry Christmas.
Two pair of socks kind of day to day for everybody.
Yeah, it's a little chilly out there.
Well,
just a little bit. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Hey, I got your and Eddie's Christmas presents. Whenever he shows up, I'll give them to y'all at the same time.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. And then, of course, joining us now, he's returning to the show. We have a gentleman who is running for Congress, I believe in District 6, up against Gary Palmer, who's the incumbent there. But we have Case Dixon here in the studio. How you doing today?
I'm good, Joey. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here. And so I kind of want to begin just reminding folks like who you are and why you're running for Congress.
Sure. I'm running for U.S. Congress, like you said, in District 6, which is going to be, really the central Alabama area. You've got 8 total counties, but I'm running because I think that folks are tired of the status quo establishment Republicans. And I think it's easy to hide your votes whenever it's a Democratic president. It's really easy to have cover. But I think as we've seen under President Trump, that it's really just the same old. And so we're ready for something new, I think.
Now, what would you say are kind of your influences for what has educated you on how you think about politics?
I mean, I think right now it's what we're seeing a lot from this generation, because I'm 25 years old, just for reference. I'm married. I've got 2 kids. But right now, I mean, we're seeing too much authority going to the executive branch. We're seeing too much of Congress's lack of willingness to act. I mean, just take, for example, recently, just a couple of days ago that we saw those 2 guardsmen that were, and the interpreter that were tragically killed in Syria. And we're sitting here saying, look, we've known that we need to get out of all these overseas entanglements. What are we still doing there? And Congress continues to approve them. We saw with the recent NDAA that we're going to reauthorize lots of involvement overseas, lots of overspending. It's just like, guys, we've known this is a problem. What are we doing?
Yeah, and it is something that frustrates me to know. And like, why are 2 National Guardsmen there in where ISIS can attack them? Like, it's not necessarily a show of strength having just a few troops there.
Sure.
And I've always thought of it as almost like tripwires are sitting ducks. And of course, the president, is saying retaliation will happen. But it's like, weren't we doing this under Clinton and then under Bush and then under Obama? Like, you're right. There's a lot that doesn't change, which is frustrating. And it would be nice to have somebody representing us in Congress in this part of the world that is willing to stand up and voice those concerns. Now, how do you think in terms of the economic story? Because I've got clips here of Scott Bessent. I got clips here of Kevin Hassett and all these folks saying, oh, well, we're already doing all right, but like next year, things are really going to get going. How do you feel about the sort of affordability argument and where the economy is and where we're going?
I mean, first and foremost, I think that we saw under Biden and Kamala that telling everyone the economy is good, that doesn't fly. It has to actually be good, and people actually have to feel that it's good in order to not only win votes, but for folks just to be happy. And so right now, I think we're seeing from the current administration that they're trying to tell everyone, hey, the economy is great. We're doing great. Gas is low. It's like, okay, gas is low as I drive to the store to buy my $9 beef and whatever else I need to get. It's like, we need to fill it. And I think as long as we're going to continue the overspending, for folks that are watching on the YouTube, I've got the national debt pin with our rolling national debt on there. We've added $2 trillion to our national debt since June. I mean, if we continue this rate of spending, it's going to erode away purchasing power. And I don't see that it's going to get better unless we actually stand up.
Yeah. And the way we finance this debt, correct me if I'm wrong, it's essentially the rich stealing from the poor. Like the people that get all the new money from all the big banks, they're sitting pretty still. And we saw and during COVID, the same game, during the first bailouts in 2008, the same game.
Right.
It's like they want to talk a good game about the working class, but the more we print money, the more the working class feels that not a good opportunity.
Right. Yeah. For those that own a lot of assets, I mean, I'm sure they're loving it. But I mean, for people that having to deal with daily expenses, just middle class, I mean, the more purchasing power that's eroded, I mean, the harder it's going to hit and the harder they're going to be hurt.
So, I mean, the House has been entertaining for several years now, and I say entertaining in ways good and bad. But would you be willing, say the people here in District 6 nominate you, say you win the general election, would you be one who is willing to stand up? And maybe it isn't in the same exact way as a Thomas Massey. I've even seen folks like Anna Paulina Luna was doing a discharge petition on a bill about congressmen trading stocks and these sorts of things.
Right.
But would you be willing, I'd imagine, to go your own way in this new world we have up there in D.C.?
Absolutely. And I think that's almost like a loaded answer in the sense that when you say go your own way, I think it would actually be the way of the people. Amen. Because right now I think that Congress is not acting in the way that people would like them to. And we saw recently with the discharge petition with the Epstein files. Yeah. I mean, if you poll the United States, I think that most folks would want to have pedophiles and folks that are involved in this sex ring of young kids, or I mean, any type of sex trafficking. They want those folks held accountable. And so I think that we're seeing that the appetite is ready for something new. I think that, during early 2010s with the, well, now it's going to go blank on me. What was the movement? The Tea Party movement.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we thought we were transitioning into, and that kind of faded away. And I think that appetite's coming back where we're saying, hey, look, like you said, no matter what we vote for, we seem to get the same stuff. We need some folks in Congress that are willing to go their own way, per se, whenever it's really just what the people actually want.
I could phrase it a different way. Piss off leadership and the speaker when the people back home want something different than what leadership wants.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 100%.
Yeah, and I think you're seeing a lot more of that. And to your point about the Epstein files discharge petition, it worked. And you saw this, fight between Massey and Trump, and yet it looks like Trump's the one who blinked in this regard. Now, I got to ask you, though, do you think we'll actually get all this stuff even after Congress has spoken?
Personally, no.
Yeah.
I mean, if we do, it's going to be with a lot more pushback even than we've already seen. I mean, it is going to be law. I mean, legally, they have to release that information, but I think that they're going to find a lot of caveats and carve outs and say, well, we can't do this because of this, or here's an exception here or there. So I don't think that we will, at least without more pressure, ultimately find the end result.
Well, and at first we were told that, like, Ghislaine or whatever her name is, that she trafficked no one. Like, she clearly, we convicted her of trafficking, including minors, but we're not saying who those people were trafficked to. And then you had Mike Johnson on the eve of the voting on that, saying, oh, if it's an established rule that the agency that did the redactions must do the unredaction. So if the CIA wants it secret, it's got to be the CIA that says it can't be secret no more, or something to that effect. Like, this is a matter of national security. I'm like, wait, if it's such a nothing burger, how is it also a matter of national security? What the heck is going on?
Right. It can't be everything and then nothing at the same time. There's clearly something going on. I think there is foreign intelligence involved. I mean, like Speaker Johnson said, we could have national security implications. I think right there, that's telling that we don't want to give away, trade secrets on how we're obtaining information. I think the American people would probably be abhorred to figure out how we gain intel and who we're partnering with and what we're allowing folks to do, as long as we're getting what we want.
Yeah. And that is, it's something I just assume to be true now, like nothing I could prove, but it would be clear to me at this point that there are agencies, if not just transnational, doesn't even fit within countries, like, say, organizations that act with impunity in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter who, like, how much even the Congress votes. Now, I think if you vote in enough of the right people, you can really start to get something done. But that's what unnerves me. You mentioned the NDAA before. It's like, I've talked to a lot of these folks that are currently up there in Congress from Alabama, and you talk to other folks, and they all seem like nice enough, charming people, intelligent. They're looking at their different expertise and whatnot. But then, like, when it comes time to actually look at some of the nasty stuff they sneak into these massive bills, everybody gets all chicken. And especially on stuff where if the Pentagon or intelligence says we must have this, they say, yes, sir, yes, sir. Well, of course, we'll give it to you.
Right. And I don't think it's our delegation doing anything evil.
Right.
But I think it's just immense pressure. And you have to have folks that are able to withstand that pressure and able to just sit back and say, look, I don't care if the president primaries me after this, I'm going to vote no on this because this is not good for the American people. And like you said, we don't have enough folks up there right now.
Now, if, again, folks, are talking to Case Dixon, he is running for Congress in District 6. That means y'all in Elmore and Autauga there, you better be listening. And anybody a little north of that. That district's just straight up and down the
That's right. Kind of down 65 on either side of the interstate there.
Okay. Well, on a local level, you like the idea of widening 65?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that that's the biggest highway as far as going down to the beach. It's crazy that it's not, widened a long time ago.
I know. And it is crazy. Starting at Calera about, like, there's no wreck. It's just that so many folks now live off these exits that it's just a bottleneck every time at rush hour.
And what's amazing to me is I feel like Apple Maps never catches it. It assumes there's going to be no traffic. I'm like, there's traffic every single time. You need to account for that.
Now, you also mentioned, of course, the 2 National Guardsmen killed in Syria. Broadening that out, zooming out on that, like, what would be your general approach? Keeping in mind, I'm seeing that debt clock continue to tick. It's freaking me out, man. Like, what would be your general approach to foreign policy? What would be the sort of questions you'd be asking before they're saying, we must vote on this, we must vote on this, that, or the other national security matter?
I mean, it's almost cliche to this point. I feel like everybody has overused it, but it's the phrase America first. My pet peeve is I feel like a lot of people misuse it. They say America first, and then they try to say, but America first also means this, and it also means being involved over here. I'm like, guys, America first means truly putting Americans first. And whenever you're $38 trillion in debt, Like, we don't have money to go around. We've got other countries, even if they're our allies. Like, we've got $113,000 of debt per citizen. Other countries don't even have near that amount. Not the ones that we are actively helping out. And so I'm like, guys, y'all can take out loans as well. We've got to put Americans first. And the affordability crisis, like you said, it's just getting way out of hand.
Yeah, and it does seem like we get distracted very quickly. And it's not even us. I think the average person half the time isn't paying attention to the latest what's going on with Ukraine.
Right.
Or even what's going on with Israel, what's going on with Venezuela. Like, most of this stuff is just
this is for
noise.
The folks that are really involved in politics. And
Yeah.
that's the thing I try to, drive home to folks is the average everyday voter. They want to be able to afford their daily lives, afford their leisurely activities, go on vacation once or twice a year, and not have to have headache day in and day out from having to be so stretched thin. If they could afford things, they probably couldn't care less what we do with Venezuela or Ukraine or whatever country.
There you go. And by the way, Byron, you're welcome to hop in any point, like if you feel like it. Like, got a free for all because Casey, you're going to be here for next hour or so, and I appreciate the time. So what I want to do is hit a quick break, and we'll keep going with this. Kind of want to kick around some of these headlines I ran through. Also, it's on my mind. My op-ed's out today about how Charlie Kirk's last book, his last literally written finished weeks before he is assassinated. And it seemed like not just a wise book, a well-studied book about the benefits of practicing a weekly Sabbath. As I'm looking at all the noise around Kirk, it made me think, oh, wow, what a perfect message, almost providential message to all the restless days and noise following his death. It's like some folks say he knew. I think he generally knew he was running a risky life at that point, standing for what he stood for and how he did it. But there's something about like that rest, not just turning off the phones, but he is at rest now, and we pray he is in God's rest. So it's maybe we can get in sort of a faith discussion, as well as kind of this weird, wacky world of online that especially folks our age and our generational cohort are actually wrestling with, I think, a lot these days. I tried less and less, but I do have to hit this break first. This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And they're at the Goodson Group. Well, Bo and the team are ready to help you whether you're looking to buy or sell a home here in the River Region real estate market. Bo's been helping folks for about half a century now, helping folks buy and sell property here in the Montgomery and surrounding areas. And not only can they help you with buying and selling your property, but they have management services there at the Goodson Group available should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market. And especially if you don't know what you're doing, you've never managed property before, why not just for a reasonable fee have the Goodson Group do it for you? It'll still be a great performing asset for you in that way. So y'all can learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of the program.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Your nightly news begins with Fox 20 News at 9.
We start Fox 20 News at 9 with breaking news.
Putting Montgomery news first. Covering your news from all sides. Fox 20 News at 9 is Montgomery's original 9 p.m. news. Live reports from your community. Don't wait till 10. See what's making news tonight and what you can expect tomorrow. If it's happening in the capital city, it's happening on Fox 20 News at 9. Coverage you can count on.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, this is Jeff Mallinson with Georgia Floors Direct, and I want to talk to you about Blue Water Broadcast and how they've helped my business spread the word. As every small business owner, I have to look at my advertising dollars carefully, and Blue Water Broadcast helps me get the most for every dollar I spend. I'm so glad to be a part of Blue Water Broadcasting and what they bring to Montgomery.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
He is a candidate running for Congress, District 6 here from Alabama, Case Dixon. If folks are hearing this and want to help you out in some way, whether volunteering or donating money, how can they do so?
They can go to DixonForUSCongress.com. So that's DixonForUSCongress.com.
DixonForCongress.com. Y'all go check it out. And you can always do more of the deep dive into the issues and stuff yourself and kind of get your own eyeballs on it. So, because we're kicking things around pretty fast and loose as we usually do on the program here. One thing it brought up off air, and it's good to touch on, because I did see the headline this morning that the Biden administration, people brought up with them, hey, a lot of these folks were bringing in from Afghanistan. You might want to at least double check before you allow them into the country. And this goes back a ways to where I think I remember Senator Kennedy, John Kennedy, and Senator Paul having a big argument over this. I think Rand Paul in ways have been very much vindicated, but this goes back to what was the bill in 2021? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, in 2021, we saw that with the Operation Allies Act that because of our withdrawal from Afghanistan, how disastrous it was, that Congress voted to increase the number of SIVs, bringing in more Afghan nationals, more Afghan migrants to the U.S., and then also relaxing the vetting process, whereas it used to be more strict, but now they were like, hey, if you even remotely think that you might be in danger because you helped us, we're going to go ahead and expedite you to come over here to the U.S. And it's like, guys, it's unreasonable to think that none of those folks were working with the U.S. strictly to get involved, to gain intel, whatever it may be. But now we see, like you said, vindication. Lo and behold, a few weeks ago, we have the 2 guardsmen shot and 1 killed, one's recovering well. But it was from an individual that worked with the U.S. in Afghanistan. But it was a uniparty vote with the Operation Allies Act. I mean, if you go back and look at the vote, there was just I think 18 Republicans voted no, and that was it. From Alabama, you had Congressman Barry Moore that voted no, and you had Congressman Mo Brooks. But my opponent and every other member of Alabama's delegation voted to send more Afghan migrants to the U.S. And I'm just sitting here thinking, look, I mean, if this was 2005, we knew immigration was a problem then, but maybe not to the extent now. Understand. But in 2021, I mean, we've known immigration was a major problem, especially at that time. I mean, this was just 4 years ago. I'm looking around like, what are we doing?
And I think we, even conservatives, we romanticize this stuff way too much. It's the West Wingification of politics. I grew up, I like that show. I think Aaron Sorkin's a good writer, but that ain't how it works. But we have these romantic notions of, they fought besides us, so they've earned their right to come here. And I think I played a Charlie Kirk clip yesterday saying, like, yeah, they're great individuals all over the world. Sure. But when you bring the whole neighborhood, you're inviting a lot of different types of problems.
And then more importantly, just don't relax the vetting process, number one.
Here.
But I mean, it's crazy to me that there is no scenario, I think, in 2025, that we should be relaxing any vetting process. We should be making immigration stricter, and we should be looking more into people's backgrounds that are wanting to come over here to make sure it's going to be in the best interest of the U.S. and make sure that Americans are going to be safe.
It's almost like you need a program like Adopt a Afghanistan member, someone from the military vouching for someone, saying this guy was vital in making sure that my platoon didn't get ambushed because of blah, 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 blah. Like having people raise their hand and just saying, I feel, threatened. I need to come to the U.S.
Especially in the chaotic way we pulled out of there. Like everybody's going to say that. I feel threatened.
Right.
And they probably have a point.
Right.
But still.
I mean, with any of our immigration stuff, I mean, take even the H-1B visas. That program, first of all, needs to be completely scrapped and not that it doesn't need to be replaced, but that program is just too far gone.
It's been abused.
Right. And so, I mean, we need new measures in place. We need to make sure that anyone that comes over here to the U.S. is truly going to be a benefit to the United States. And it's folks like my opponent and pretty much all of Congress that seems to just turn a blind eye and just say, hey, when the general public, if it's not in the news cycle, I can vote however I want to and no one's going to know.
What do you make generally of the enforcement efforts by the Trump administration?
As far as the deportations?
Deportations, whether it's self-deportations or like physical deportations, like how do you think they've gone about it?
Personally, I don't like the way they're doing the hype edits and stuff on social media. I think that's just riling people up, making them upset. And the deportations, as far as numbers, are really not on par as far as what they make them out to be. And so whenever the left is seeing all these hype edits and they're thinking, oh my gosh, they're pulling over everyone, they're deporting Americans, they're, separating mothers from children, whatever. So the left sees that and they're getting all upset. And then the right is looking at the numbers and they're saying, actually, the deportations are not even where I'd like them to be. And so if the left comes to power, they're going to retaliate, but they're actually not even, there's no reason to retaliate.
And for folks who don't know out there, maybe of the boomer generation, if not older, a hype edit is something like, quick cuts and you're seeing like ICE agents in full tactical gear and it's the thunderstruck by AC/DC and people being thrown in the back of, SUVs and holding vehicles and the border shut. But that it's kind of this intense in your face sort of like, look at us doing this.
It looks like Alabama football, but ICE. It's like the edit's like, like a highlight reel, but for ICE.
Do you think they're doing that to make up for the low numbers?
I do. I think they're doing that. Inevitably, there's folks on the right that are going to see that and be like, oh, wow, we're doing amazing just because it makes you feel good.
Right.
When in reality, the numbers aren't really there.
Now, it's one thing, and I hope there's now mostly universal agreement on the right, at least, of illegal immigration, like completely seal the border. It must stop. Yes, you need to either self-deport or we're going to make you leave the country. But would you, and I'm guessing in between the lines, but would you be in favor of limiting legal immigration?
Yeah. I think just in general, kind of what I was saying earlier, it really has to benefit the United States because at this point, you have folks that are coming over here and getting on the programs that we have, and it's straining the system. And so if someone needs to be a net benefit if they're going to come to the United States.
Now, that could be okay, we're going to restrict a lot more of, say, these worker visas like the H-1B that we were just referencing, but it could also be something like moving towards instead of chain migration, like how many folks have now come over from Somalia to certain parts and other folks from around the world in different pockets around the country. I worry about the sort of the family-based chain migration as opposed to something that's more like merit-based.
Right, exactly. And I was talking to someone the other day actually about that. It's almost like the age-old adage that your parents say, like, because I said so. And that can be a reason with immigration, I think, where if we don't think you're going to be a good fit, you don't have to have this politically correct answer as far as, well, let me give you all the details and it has to be this exact way. Sometimes the U.S. can say, look, it's just because I said so. We think that someone from this country is going to assimilate better or be a better benefit to the United States than this country. I think that's a fair reason.
Who was the professor from A&M who was, I want to say he was a top physics professor, recently left his job and is now working for the Chinese military, took all the education that he got over here. And
I can't remember his name. I remember the story you're talking about, though. And that's been going on. If you believe somebody like Eric Weinstein, that's been going on since the 90s. Not only did we offshore the Chinese were willing to pay full freight to have teaching assistants that are working for free, since essentially, and they're stealing secrets or they're taking the education.
I guess my point was, I'm in line with certain countries. We can just go ahead and put a check by their name and sorry, you can't come. I don't care how talented.
Yeah, just like national security risk alone.
100%.
Yeah.
But what do you say, Case, to I'm thinking more your Lutnicks and the tech bros that are all around Trump and stuff who say, well, we do need the best and the brightest. What if we miss out on the next Elon? What do you make of this like gold card thing they're floating where if you can pay to get into the country, come on in?
I just really don't understand the whole thing. I don't understand why that was really necessary. I mean, I think that if you're such a net benefit and you're already that wealthy, I mean, I just didn't get the whole premise behind the program.
Well, and I think it's still not been explained in detail or rolled out in full detail. And this gets back to not just the hype edits. There are a lot of hype men around the president. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I love the hype. I watched all those all-in interviews they were doing with the cabinet members, getting real excited. And it's been a bit of a disappointment. I got to hit another break here in a second. And that may be something we can get into, just doubling down on the idea, because I continue to see that debt clock ticking and ticking and ticking right there on your lapel. It's freaking me out, man. But the leashing of Doge, like I was so excited about the whole, especially when it was going to be co-consuls Ramaswamy and Musk, and it seemed like there was some vision to this thing. And where are we now? They've saved money, no doubt, but it gets back to the uniparty and Washington doing Washington's business as usual. But like I said, got to hit this break. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. Gentlemen, you're running out of time. Like, seriously, Christmas is next week, right? Next week.
Yeah.
Like, you're running out of time. What do you think, you're going to show up on Christmas Eve and get some good gift that way?
It's what I've tried to do in the past, but this
doesn't
year,
work.
Yeah.
But you've been by Dillon Rings, Byron.
I'm going again here soon.
There you go. Well, and I'm looking at their Facebook page, and it's another Leslie inventory spotlight. And this is some stuff from the Ladies' Night Estate Jewelry Trunk Show. It's a unique gem discovered in 1902 in California called kunzite. It is a pale pink to pale violet hue in color. Kunzite is believed to help the wearer gain a better understanding of inner emotions and may aid in self-discovery. Well, I might look at that's a little too feminine for my taste, personally. But if you got a lady in your life and you're looking for one-of-a-kind items, this is truly a one-of-a-kind item, they can help you out there at Dillon Rings. And, of course, they have stuff on sale for Christmas, 15% to 70% off. Whether you're looking at a high-end item that's several $1,000s, that 15% off is saving you a lot of money. Or if you're looking at something that's $200, or like even something real fun, like a charm bracelet, something for the niece or for a young daughter, kind of get her started with jewelry. They've got it all there at Dillon Rings.
Not going to be a better deal anywhere this holiday season. 70% off.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
So, but again, gentlemen, you're running out of time. Get by there today, like right now, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. It's kind of like you're going into the back end entrance of AUM off Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Byron, the whole team there at News and Views, those fellas on the radio said,
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
I'm Jim Smith with Adams Drugs. At Adams Drugs, we offer a wide variety of services, including delivery, compounding, wellness clinics, and immunizations. Now is the time to visit any Adams Drugs location and get your flu shot. Getting an annual flu shot can help prevent you from getting the flu, reduce the severity of symptoms if you get the flu, and prevent serious complications such as hospitalization and death. Getting your flu shot at Adams Drugs protects you from getting sick, but it also makes sure that those around you, especially those at high risk, remain safe. Each year, up to 49 million people in the U.S. contract the flu. Depending on the flu virus's severity, deaths as a result of flu complications could skyrocket to 79,000 people nationwide. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for a location nearest you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a street corner Santa.
Ho, 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 man.
I see you're raising money for charity.
Yeah, and when I get done, I'm going to go over and talk to David Ernest about my portfolio.
Well, of course you can go see him, but you can also call him.
I know, man. Toll free. 833-596-7233. And remember, those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Indeed they do. And I understand there was some trouble over here last night.
Yeah, I kind of got thrown out of the cocktail lounge down on the corner.
What happened?
Well, I'd been out working. I was kind of tired. I wanted a little something to drink, and I asked the bartender for a Santa's sleigh.
A Santa's sleigh? What
exactly is a Santa's sleigh? It doesn't matter what it is, man. It's just on the house. You know you're getting cold, don't you? Ring-a-ding-ding, man, and Merry Christmas.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Ford is pivoting away from its once ambitious electric vehicle plans.
The decision comes amid financial losses and waning consumer demand for the vehicles. Instead, it'll invest in more efficient gasoline engines and hybrid EVs. The Detroit automaker, which has poured billions of dollars into electrification along with most of its industry peers, said it will no longer make the F-150 Lightning electric pickup truck, instead opting for an extended range version of the vehicle. Keith Peters, Washington.
The company behind the Roomba vacuum, iRobot, is filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, sending its stock down sharply. While America's employers added 64,000 jobs last month, the government says 105,000 jobs were lost in October. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. At Clark, they always offer 60 months free financing on Bryant, their highest SEER-rated system. But for a short time, they're offering 0% for 60 months on all brands. For all of your heating, air, and plumbing needs, better call Clark. Alabama certification number 09098.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Certainly nice to see the sunshine again. We're still on the cool side today. We've got us in the mid-50s for a high temperature, down to the mid-30s for the overnight low temperature tonight. Then a little warmer tomorrow and Thursday. We'll be in the low 60s both days. And so far, it's a dry forecast for the week ahead. Maybe another sample of some colder air by Friday night into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Clark.
Welcome back, folks. Again, in the studio here, we have Case Dixon. He is running for Congress in District 6. So, folks up there to the north of us a little bit, Elmore, Talca County, and I think we reach a little further than that. Y'all check out Case Dixon. He wants to be your next congressman. Again, that's Dixon for Congress.
Dixon for U.S. Congress.
Dixon for USCongress.com. Dixon for USCongress.com. If y'all want to learn more about him just with your own eyes, or if you want to donate or volunteer for the campaign, there are ways to do that. Are you going to do the whole like signage thing too? Like people want yard signs?
Oh, yeah, we'll be doing that.
Okay, very cool. Like a lot of folks just, Byron. Byron's worked on how many campaigns at this point? You don't even
keep track.
Like, but that's a real, people get all, like, I want my yard sign. I'm supporting you, sort of.
I don't know why you wouldn't do it.
Right.
I mean, free name ID. I'd rather have a yard sign in a person's yard than 20 or 30 out on the side of the highway.
There you go. Now, I mentioned as we were going into the break, the leashing of Doge. Some might call it the neutering of Doge. Some great work has been done. But it seemed like as that great work was getting momentum, that all of a sudden, to the backyard with you. We're putting you on the chain. What do you make of what happened with Doge?
I mean, I think you saw with the big, beautiful bill, that was really like the final nail in the coffin to Doge, because Elon got all upset because he thought he was doing all this great work. And then it was like, hey, we're actually going to, add to the deficit by, $200 or $500 billion by the end of this year. And then $2 something the next year. I think he was just like, oh my gosh, there's no winning here. And there went Doge with Elon.
Yeah, and it's a shame because like many folks that currently represent Alabama talk a great game about the debt. Senator Brett even's like, I'm signed up with Rand Paul's penny plan. It's now got to be a 2 or 5 cent plan at this point where we are. But I can find old clips when old Dick Shelby went from being a Democrat to a Republican. He's sitting there talking about we got to stop it with the dependency and spending too much money, and that's the early 90s. And it's like, so a lot of these folks talk a big game, but when it comes time to actually, and we face true crises, like what the interest on the debt is more than national defense.
Oh, it is.
Like, what is that? Like, what is this sort of, and I'm not accusing you of anything, but everybody I've sat and talked to running for Congress or Senate goes, yeah, we got to slash the debt. And then they don't do it.
Right. I mean, everybody has their own carve outs that they want. And it's kind of what we were talking about earlier, just the pressure. I think when you get to Washington, it's so hard to say no. And so, I mean, even the Freedom Caucus, I mean, you'll see them say, we're going to vote no to this no matter what, it's adding too much. And then it's like the next day you looked and they all folded and they all voted for it.
Well, they got to say no to somebody. It's either they tell leadership no or they tell the constituents back home no.
Right.
And I personally think that the problem is they see their next election up and they know that if they do this, they're not going to have leadership support, probably get primaried, and their own ambition and self-interest get in the way.
Yeah.
It would take enough people to actually just say, screw it. They don't care if they get sent home. They're going to do the right thing. And whenever that happens, that'll be the first time.
Yeah. And I when you look at people's finances, I mean, most of their money is not coming from small dollar donations, not coming from the average voter. I mean, kind of what we talked about with affordability. I mean, whenever you're struggling to pay for insurance and groceries, you're like, how can I donate to a politician? And so whenever that's the case, whenever you have these big corporations donating and special interest groups, they're going to do what they need to do to stay where they are. And that's what we've seen from my opponent. That's what we've seen from a lot of folks in Congress.
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation and have a question for Case Dixon. That's 334-272-9228. This might be a reductive or crass way to put this, but I think it's a good way to frame it. Everybody, I think this fight really jumped into the public eye, been going on for years, but quietly online. But are you Team Tucker Carlson or Team Ted Cruz?
Oh, I'd have to go Tucker Carlson for sure.
Likewise.
For sure, yeah.
But, it is interesting, especially with the younger generation, the question of Israel. And I think really the question as Americans are concerned is how much money we give them and have been for years. How younger folks, you're in your mid-20s, are like, no, we should stop all foreign aid. But why would you say you're more on Team Tucker than, say, a Team Ted Cruz type?
Just in general speaking, I think Tucker's more of a genuine person. I think he tells it how he sees it. And we don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. But I trust whenever he says something that's what he means. Versus Ted, I'm like, how many days has it been since he has, if anybody follows him on X, I mean, look back and see the last time he tweeted about his constituents in Texas. It's been a little bit.
What was Trump's nickname for him when he was on the debate stage?
Lying Ted.
Oh, yeah.
He holds the Bible high and he lies. Yeah.
Good call on Carlson.
Yeah. No, but what do you make of it? Do you think there is a swell to actually have a true America First foreign policy? I don't know if it'll happen in this cycle. And to me, I take more like the Matt Walsh position of no foreign aid for anybody. I'm not trying to pick on Israel. You just notice that when you say no foreign aid for everybody, it is folks who are interested in helping Israel for all sorts of different reasons that are a bit the loudest.
Right, exactly. And that's really the key is like, there's no special, it's not like I'm picking on anybody, but it's to the point earlier about the national debt. In Israel, their national debt per person is about $65,000 per person. We're sitting at $113,000. So we're more than double. So, I mean, there's the really the kind of the religious aspect of things, where people try to, talk about Genesis 12:3, and that's really separate than I think the pragmatic issue of just, hey, we can't afford to just dish out money left and right. Sure, we can have allies, but we have allies with the United Kingdom and several other countries, but that doesn't mean that we have to give them billions of dollars every single year of taxpayer money. I mean, this is our money, and that's one thing I think we have to remember is when you go to work every day, that's your money. The government didn't go to work and put in those hours, you did. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think it's unreasonable to say like, hey, look, y'all take out debt. Y'all do what y'all need to do. We're not going to turn our back on you, but we have other priorities here in the United States that we have to focus on.
And I think a change is coming because you'll even hear from folks in Israel saying, yeah, actually some daylight and us doing our own thing make a lot more sense. So it is just fascinating how if you even touch that question, the blowback is so real. And I think it really did break out into the open with Tucker Carlson putting the screws to Ted Cruz over that fact. Just a fascinating moment, and the saga continues. But again, I got another very quick break here. First, as part of the program, brought to you by Cole Plumbing. James Cole and the team there at Cole Plumbing help you with any and all of your plumbing issues, especially if you got some big problem like a water line leak or a gas line leak, God forbid. They understand time is of the essence with those things. They'll get in there and fix it without also making a big old mess, not having to tear out a bunch of drywall, dig up a huge hole in your yard trying to find the leak. They can do it with precision expertise with minimal discomfort to you in your home. But say you just got a simple fix like a drippy faucet or toilet that keeps running you can't fix, or it's time for a new garbage disposal because that thing stinks. Or it could be you want to upgrade to a taller toilet or a tankless water heater system. Cole Plumbing can help you with all that across the board. You can always make an appointment online at coleplumbing.com or just save their number, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole.
Thank you for that, Byron. And be sure to tell them that Joey Byron, the whole team there on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
This season, Guardian Credit Union is here to make your holidays merry, bright, and financially right. Whether you're shopping for the perfect gift or planning a cozy getaway, we've got you covered. With holiday loans, checking solutions, and fraud protection tools, you can spend with confidence. And Guardian's mobile app makes it easy to keep track of your holiday budget. Stop by one of our branches and let us be your holiday helper. From all of us at Guardian, happy holidays. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, before we run out of time in this hour, I want to ask you again, folks. We're talking to Case Dixon, running for Congress in District 6. There have been efforts, and maybe they'll happen before you get a chance to get up there, to end the enrichment of members of Congress through the stock market with clearly inside information. How can we fix this?
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's like we saw earlier with the discharge petition with the Epstein files. I think it's got to be really the people versus the establishment, or the people versus the elites, because the leadership's not going to allow this to the floor. So we've got to circumvent that. And I think that if everybody puts enough pressure on their representatives, I really think it can be done.
Now, I'm trying to understand how we would go about it, because they're already fairly sneaky about it, in the sense of, like, I don't ever talk to my broker. And I'm like, well, does anybody in your staff talk to your broker? Like, and so there's got to be ways to tighten this up to where they're not, even if in the spirit of it, I'm not doing anything.
Right.
They're still getting richer off this stuff.
Right. It can definitely be better. I mean, nothing's ever foolproof, but I think the first step is just to require members of Congress to, if they're going to invest, because I understand, look, people have got to invest and prepare for the future, but use a qualified blind trust. That's what they're there for, to avoid conflicts of interest. I don't see why that's not doable, but I think you have to ban members and their spouses from trading stock. And like I said, it's not going to be foolproof, but it's a step in the right direction to give the average American more trust that their representative is there to serve and not self-serve.
Hear, hear.
At least go through your kids, like at least try to cover it up a little bit. I mean, whenever they have an app specifically designed to track the members.
Pelosi in particular.
Well, what's interesting enough is my opponent, Congressman Palmer, he has actually traded more stock. He's had more stock trades in Congress than Nancy Pelosi. Albeit not near as good, right? Okay. Apparently, maybe.
Do you remember who preceded Congressman Palmer?
Oh, yes. Yeah, he got in trouble.
Long history with stocks around these parts.
Interesting. Yeah. Same seat, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the same part of the world. And yeah, that is fascinating. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Oh, hi, Joey. It's Charles the First. Hi, Byron.
Hey, Charles.
Hello, candidate Dixon.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I live up here pretty close to Blount County. Is Blount County in your district, sir?
It is not anymore. After the redistricting, Blount County is no longer in District 6.
Well, I'll be, because I go to church and know a lot of people kind of in those areas. But the main thing I want to know is, are you familiar with the Tennessee Valley Authority potentially being privatized? I don't want that to happen, and my fellow church members and people around me up here don't want that to happen. And I'm not sure, since you're no longer in Blount County, but if you could give any idea of what your position is on that,
Well, I'd love to hear more. I'm not too familiar with the issue.
Well, it was established for North Alabama, Huntsville, Decatur, everywhere around here, all the way across to parts of Blount County. It provides non-privatized power that was set up for the poverty way back in the day. And now there's talk and rumors, and it does good. We have a very low, especially compared to Alabama power and power anywhere else. Our cost of power is just really low. And now there's talk of privatizing this, which, when it's doing a great job and we've all got power that's less expensive, why would we want a privatization that would, meaning pay the chairman of the board and the board members, just like happens with other power companies, sir? And I would really appreciate it if you would look into that, because we would really up here love to maintain what we've got. There's no problems with it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a general rule, that's definitely more of a local issue. But as a general rule of thumb, I am typically on board with less government. So I would have to see the details as, why would the privatization be bad? If it, why would it raise prices? Typically I'm of the belief, especially in regards to healthcare, that I think privatization would lower costs. But like I said, I'm unfamiliar, so I really can't speak on it. So I'd love to look into it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for taking my question. Y'all have a great day.
Appreciate it, Charles. Yeah, and even when things are private, like how private are they?
A lot of crony capitalism going on.
A lot of that.
I bet you there's a data center behind it somewhere.
You don't like those things.
I don't like the fact that they drive up electricity costs 200-300%.
You saw the EO and with DeSantis, because DeSantis signed the bill, restricting the AI and the data centers, and then Trump signed the EO.
Yeah.
DeSantis came out and he's like, look, Trump's executive order cannot trump, or, for lack of better words, cannot trump state law. So we're going to do what we're going to do. And I was like, we need somebody like that's going to stand up for Alabamians.
You're here. And then continue to call out Alabama power. They, I think some senators started mentioning them in the press, and they're like, we'll do a freeze on rates for 2 years. I'm like, oh, I wonder what y'all are going to do. How much y'all are going to raise it after that freeze is over to make up for the last two? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, can't we get them lower?
I need to get me some of that TVA power, man. Charles bragging about it being cheaper.
Pardon me, I didn't want to be rude, but I was like, wait, are y'all getting cheap rates while the rest of us are stuck with the bill? How's this exactly working?
Yeah.
Who's actually bearing the costs? Because costs are real.
You probably have to put like an FDR picture up above your mantle somewhere.
No, my dad's dad, my granddaddy, he loved FDR to the day he died, because he was only a kid. But he's like, he electrified the South. And he was a Democrat to the day he died. A bit of a Dixiecrat, but Democrat nonetheless. And he'd love, I have crazy holiday memories of my dad, who's definitely a small government guy. And, my granddad, who worked for the state and like the information systems. My granddad watched CNN, my dad watched Fox, and it would just be like rock'em sock'em robots at like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Anyway, we got to hit the stop there. Break. Be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The nation's job market is showing renewed strain today as new federal data reveals a gain of 64,000 jobs in November, but what had been a steep loss of 105,000 positions the month before. That was largely due to federal workforce reductions under the Trump administration. Meanwhile, retail sales and restaurant sales flat in October, showing cooler consumer spending. There was a 1.6% drop in auto sales after EV subsidies expires. That pulled the number down even farther. Excluding autos, sales actually rose, but by 0.4%, according to a delayed commerce report that came out today. President Trump is suing the BBC for $10 billion. He claims a 2024 documentary defamed him by suggesting he incited the January 6th attack and that it did so by seriously editing his actual speech. This is SRN News.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-0141. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-583-0141. That's 800-583-0141. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPD will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Certainly nice to see the sunshine again. We're still on the cool side today. We got us in the mid-50s for a high temperature, down to the mid-30s for the overnight low temperature tonight. Then a little warmer tomorrow and Thursday. We'll be in the low 60s both days. And so far, it's a dry forecast for the week ahead. Maybe another sample of some colder air by Friday night into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Governor Kay Ivey has ordered flags to be flown at half-staff through Friday in memory of Ella Cook from Mountain Brook, Alabama. Ella Cook was a 19-year-old Brown University student who was killed during a weekend shooting at the university campus. 2 students, including Ella Cook, were killed and many others injured during the shooting at Brown University. After nearly 5 years of bureaucratic setbacks and delay, Alabama is finally advancing its medical cannabis program. The Alabama Medical Cannabis Commission approved licenses last week for 4 companies, potentially paving the way for up to 12 dispensaries to open next year, a major step forward in the state's long-delayed medical cannabis program. The eyes of the sports world will be on Montgomery tonight as one of the first college bowl games of the season is played at Crampton Bowl. In-state rivals Jacksonville State and Troy will go head-to-head in the IS-4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. The game will be nationally televised on ESPN. Kickoff is set for 8 p.m. tonight from historic Crampton Bowl. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
This is Lyle from Marguerite's here to let you know about our $99 Christmas special. Yes, it's 14 karat white or yellow gold. Yes, it's high quality diamonds. This year, it's a half carat diamond, total weight, stud earrings, lab grown diamonds, absolutely gorgeous for $99. They cost me more, but who cares? I want the business. I want you to be a customer Marguerite's. Half carat, lab grown, diamond stud earrings, $99. You take that, Mr. Walmart, and whoever else is out there.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Again, he's been hanging out for a little over an hour now. We have a candidate for Congress, Case Dixon, running in District 6. And one thing I want to circle back to is I'll kind of give you the floor as we close out this segment. But like the role of your faith in a lot of what you do, not just politically, just how you've carried out your life. Maybe I'm a walking cliche, but I don't mind it. Since the assassination of Kirk, been wrestling with God for years. And it was something about seeing that just abject evil. Like, okay, maybe I should start taking this even more seriously and stop wrestling and just say, I believe. Mm-hmm. But I feel late to the party at 37, still single and stuff. So I'm wondering, how does your faith motivate you in what you do in the day to day?
I think everything. I think that whenever you have to live, if our liberties, if our rights, if our freedoms don't come from God, who do they come from? Because it's surely not the government, because we see that they're willing to take them away or to, act like they're privileges, and they're not. And I think that whenever you realize, like, hey, I'm living for a higher power, I'm living for God, it influences every single thing that you do, but it also influences government in the sense that, hey, you can't take this from me, or you can't tell me that I have to do X, Y, Z, because that's not what God has called me to do.
Yeah, and when you have that higher power to answer to, it makes the uniparty or the big donors or whoever you're fighting against a little less intimidating, I'd imagine.
Right. And I think it makes it, to your point earlier, as far as how do you stand up to the establishment? How do you cast those hard votes even whenever the leadership is putting pressure on you? And I think whenever you ultimately know, like, the real leadership is God, it makes it a lot easier to cast those votes, because the 10 Commandments say don't steal. It doesn't say don't steal unless the government tells you can, right? And so whenever you have that mindset, I think it really changes the way you do things.
Yeah, and I think, yes, authorities are blessed by God, but I am quick, especially with my libertarian streak, to remind folks what is in the Gospel of Matthew. The third temptation of Christ in the desert by the devil is, I think that deal the devil offered Christ that he rejects is being offered to a lot of folks in Washington, D.C., and a lot of them have taken it.
Right.
And it's frustrating to see even good folks go up there and get twisted around or intimidated or browbeaten. And then it's the old line, power corrupts absolutely. I love the addendum of, I think, Larry Reed, who was for a time running Fee, would say, and it attracts the already corrupted. And so I would like to see more and more folks that say, yeah, I am answerable to God. Of course, we got to all be practical and stuff. Like, that is, like, Madison Cawthorn went a little too far at times, and he paid that price. But yeah, if that's what's motivating you, I think that's something that's going to get my vote, and not just words, but like how you carry yourself. But as we kind of are closing out this sit down here for about this hour 15, like, your general pitch, like, let's act like I don't know you all. We haven't talked before. I'm meeting you at like a candidate forum or a Christmas party. And so, who are you and what are you up to?
I think it's time that we have a representative in the 6th district that puts Americans first in the truest sense of the word. And so I think that means saying no to more foreign aid whenever we have a national debt that's $38 trillion, because, to tie it home for everyone, it's the economy. And at the end of the day, if we don't have more affordability, it makes people's lives harder. And so that's one thing that I'm really focused on. That is really the main thing that I'm focused on, is getting government out of your daily lives and giving people more freedom and liberty, and making sure that your liberties are preserved. And so, but that comes along with that is trust of the American people, like we talked about earlier, the banning of congressional stock trading. But it doesn't stop there. We need other measures in place that give people assurance that, hey, you're here to protect me, you're here to defend me, you're not here to self-serve. And that could be, like we talked about with the H-1B visas, whether that's the foreign aid, but ultimately people need to feel like you are there for them and you are really representing them. And that's why I'm running, because I don't feel like we have that right now in District 6.
And those threats to liberty, to those natural liberties granted by God, those gifts. I'd imagine they can come from within the big tent house of the GOP for certain. But I mean, we haven't really talked about it much. It's just not my style. And we're talking about a Republican primary. But when you look at the left these days, when you look at the Democrats, especially Democrats your age, in their 20s and in my age in their 30s, I can't help, there's some common cause things, but I can't help but see like a big turn to just outright socialism and talk about a threat to liberty.
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's just empathy has taken hold in the wrong ways with a lot of people. And they think that that's the compassionate thing to do. Whenever you realize that more people are going to prosper and more people are going to be able to make their lives better whenever they're not dependent upon the government. Because, I mean, we're seeing already with Venezuela what happens whenever you give the government too much power. I mean, people are starving, right?
Yeah.
And we don't need that.
Well, and now, thank God, you can now look at, say, Argentina and go, liberty works. Look at the turnaround of that place within just a few years. And there is obviously going, if you have change, there might be, what's the old saying, no pain, no gain. But look at the gain they're at now. And so I look at our nation, I say we can do very similar things at the local, state, and national level and send us in the right direction. And that's my biggest worry, is that because so much of the uniparty, especially the rhinos so-called up there in D.C., don't actually go for it, what you're going to get are a lot of resentful folks who can't make ends meet. And they're like, you know what? I never thought of it. Screw it. We're going with socialism. I screw the rich. I want, mine. I've been getting it all these years. Why don't they get it for a change? And I can just feel that out there kind of in the ether.
Right. Just kind of giving up and saying, look, if this isn't going to work, then I'm going to, the other option. But really the reason why the first option didn't work is because folks didn't follow through with what they said they were going to do. And so that's really kind of my pitch to folks as far as what's the overarching theme of my campaign. It is that I am running to do the things that Trump said he was going to do, and that even Congressman Palmer said he was going to do over 10 years ago, and folks haven't lived up to.
Well, I always appreciate your time. You're always welcome back here on the program, Case. And again, if folks want to donate to the campaign, maybe volunteer, get in touch with y'all, how can they do so?
It's going to be at DixonForUSCongress.com. And then I'm on all social medias. I'd love for you to follow me on X, on Facebook, and on Instagram.
Well, I appreciate the time again. And we'll be right back, folks, after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Since 1966, the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches has been more than just a place to stay. It's been a place to belong. For children facing hardships through no fault of their own, our ranches provide more than shelter. With open arms, we welcome these young hearts, giving them the love, structure, and guidance they need to heal, grow, and thrive in a warm Christian environment. With the end of the year approaching, many will decide whether to help those who are less fortunate. When you give to the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, you give Alabama's children the chance they deserve. Every donation stays within Alabama, directly impacting the lives of the children who need it the most. Join us in making a difference. We'd be honored to have you as a part of our mission to lift Alabama's youth. And we're also looking for compassionate couples to join our mission as house parents. We provide housing, medical benefits, a 401k, paid vacation, and the chance to make a lasting difference. Visit AlabamaSheriff'sYouthRanches.org. The Alabama Sheriff Youth Ranches reminds you it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values. This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Byron Sheehan's still here, and what do you think of Case Dixon? I like the guy.
I'm glad we got some young conservative talent in this state.
Yes,
something we're not short of. Good young conservatives around here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the folks that have been up there, especially for several terms now, need the pressure. They deserve the pressure. I'm not even putting this personally. I'm just saying, once you've been up there in D.C., it does change you. You've probably seen it with people firsthand.
Regardless of whether a candidate has much of a chance against an incumbent or not, everyone should receive a challenger just so they have to face the constituency and be held accountable for some of their votes.
Yeah, and I think Case is a sharp guy, and I think he's right on a lot of the issues across the board. And yeah, I'm looking for somebody, because Barry Moore will do this on occasion, but I want an Alabama guy who's kind of like Tim Burchett out of Tennessee. I like what Luna's doing out of Florida. I like the folks. I might not quite say Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's a whole unique thing, but I like the folks that will rock the boat in order to do what they think is right, as opposed to quietly playing the game with the whole team up there in D.C.
You almost have to have that personality, or at least one issue that you can differentiate yourself from the other candidates, when you're running the primary, because of the violent agreement that most of the conservatives have on seemingly just about every issue. So if you can find one or two issues where you differ from your opponent that the voters actually care about, lean into it and make that your thing, and hope you catch, some sort of traction.
Now, you mentioned Susie Wiles said a thing.
Apparently, she got misrepresented by Vanity Fair, believe it or not, Joey.
Oh, misrepresented. Yeah, it's Susie Wiles, of course, is the chief of staff for the president of the United States right now, White House chief of staff. Very powerful position. And here is just an excerpt from that Vanity Fair piece. Over the course of 11 interviews, Miss Wiles offered pungent assessments of the president and his team. Mr. Trump has, quote, has an alcoholic's personality. Vice President JD Vance has, quote, been a conspiracy theorist for a decade. And his conversion from Trump critic to ally was based not on principle, but was, quote, sort of political, end quote, because he was running for Senate. Elon Musk is, quote, an avowed ketamine user and an odd duck whose actions were not always, quote unquote, rational and left her, quote unquote, aghast. Russell T. Vogt, the budget director, is, quote, a right-wing absolute zealot. And Attorney General Pam Bondi, quote unquote, completely whiffed in handling the Epstein files. That's just like very quick opening for the Vanity Fair piece.
I haven't seen any of the full quotes past the one where allegedly, she said that he was had the personality of an alcoholic, but the full quote after that was something to the effect of, he has the personality of an alcoholic in that he is very candid and he will tell you what he thinks about you, and he's not going to sugarcoat anything.
Right. Well, and here Susie Wiles came out with a message. Now, come on, though, because they did like the Vanity Fair photo shoots. And then when they did little profiles on each member, they did like super zoom to where it would be like completely zoomed up and where you can see the pores in everybody. And like the most unflattering, like ghastly photography tricks that you can pull off.
But this is one of those unforced errors. Like, why even do something? With
Why
Vanity
participate
Fair?
with them?
You know what's going to happen.
But here's what Susie Wiles said, saying, the article published earlier this morning is a disingenuously framed hit piece on me and the finest president, White House staff, and cabinet in history. Significant context was disregarded, and much of what I and others said about the team and the president was left out of the story. I assume after reading it that this was done to paint an overwhelmingly chaotic and negative narrative about the president and our team. The truth is the Trump White House has already accomplished more in 11 months than any other president has accomplished in 8 years. And that is due to the unmatched leadership and vision of President Trump, for whom I have been honored to work for the better part of a decade. None of this will stop our relentless pursuit of making America great again. So says the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. But why do this? Or have y'all not gotten wise to the game? Or maybe it's 4D chess. I don't know. I doubt it.
No.
Like, why are you posing for photos for Vanity Fair? Why are you sitting down for 11 interviews with some reporter from Vanity Fair, who I'm sure through the course of 11 interviews was absolutely lovely? Absolutely lovely. Like, they're the nicest people until they get to work on you after they got all the material and can hack and piece things together. It's just,
if there was someone under Susie who got approached by Vanity Fair and said to the chief, like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. I need your blessing, obviously. She'd be like, absolutely not. No way I'm letting you sit in for Vanity Fair.
And so I'm sure these are like accurate quotes, so to speak, but
they're not full.
What's the context?
They're not full quotes.
Right. They're not full quotes. And you don't get tone. And that's the trick of framing. You can frame the tone of something all day, every day. So I think you're right, an unforced error. And at this point, good for these folks. Maybe they're feeding them a little bit in order to keep the beast, their whipping boy, alive, if you know what I mean. They kind of love having that fight with the old school media. So maybe there is some method to the madness. Trump has done crap like this all throughout the years.
Yeah,
He'll do something that in the moment makes him look bad, but it's kind of got a long-term purpose.
I mean, I don't see this ending well for Vanity Fair. I mean, I wouldn't want to be on Susie Wiles' bad side.
And by the way, the quote, Elon is an avowed ketamine, end quote, user. So user's not even in the quote. Well, then what's the full quote, dadgummit?
I'm going to find him.
He's just, quote, an avowed ketamine, end quote. Then it says, and he's an odd duck. Well, yeah. Have you ever watched an interview with Elon? Anyway, let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
This is Edward. Good morning.
Hey, Edward. How are you doing?
Afternoon. I'm doing pretty good. Just a couple of quick points. I haven't been able to catch the whole show. Unfortunately, been busy with work, but I was able to catch a good bit of the candidate earlier. Do you happen to know if Autauga County would be in his district?
Yes, it is.
Okay, awesome. The other thing I was going to ask is, have you had a chance, Joey, or your sidekicks to read that Vanity Fair article?
No, I haven't.
Okay, for what it's worth, I read it this morning for some of the same reasons y'all are discussing. Like, whoa, these quotes, what the heck's going on? Okay, they're definitely throwing the quotes to be able to generate clicks, but I would recommend go and read the actual Vanity Fair article. Now, a lot of what they're saying, she's pulling out of context. She gives the context for what's there. And there's nothing that she says that's any different. I mean, anybody who's an honest broker, are you really going to believe that JD Vance had to come to Jesus about Trump? Ironically, at the same time, he's running to be senator. Elon Musk himself has talked about many times over the years his use of ketamine and how it helps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. It's just classic. Let's put something out there, then turn around and do damage control. And supposedly, Susie Wiles is supposed to be this so great chief of staff, but why would, like you were saying earlier, why even allow a quote unquote enemy publication to come into the camp? Why pose for them? I mean, so again, I just encourage you and the other listeners to definitely give it a read. Be warned, you may hit a paywall.
Yeah.
But it is a worthwhile article. It's very, I'm not saying that it's 100% accurate, but it helps eliminate a lot of what y'all are doing, you're talking about context.
Yeah, no, but even then, you've got me in the sense I haven't read the piece, but let me describe a moment where just my mind changed. Like it was kind of a final nail in the coffin. There was a reporter, I believe, from the Telegraph in London that wanted to do a long sit down, like week long, get to know you with Jordan Peterson and his daughter, Michaela Peterson. And wisely, Jordan and Michaela recorded all the reporters' interviews with them.
Nice.
And then when you read the piece, it's accurate quotes, but it is a complete butchering of what was actually being talked about. And so, like, with a lot of these legacy publications, whether it's the Telegraph or it's the New York Times or it's Vanity Fair of all places, I just don't trust them at all. The way even they're framing the full context is actually correct.
I agree. I agree completely with that sentiment. It's one of those things, again, I just like going back to source material, and I think that I think you would actually enjoy it. I don't think that you will agree with it, and you'll probably there were some areas I picked up on that's kind of like, where's that sense of questioning coming from? But overall, it makes for a good read.
Are you going to make me pay for Vanity Fair? Dadgummit.
Man, in full disclosure to the world, I had to pay the $1, and then it comes up being $12. So, yep, Vanity Fair got $12, and I get 1 year of access to them for whatever. But yeah, that's how important it was. I wanted to make, because we're entering a time now. Yeah. Everything is exponentially becoming more hyper partisan. So it's very important for me to go back to source material. I love listening to the talk shows, because how you're able to break it down, and especially hear my other citizens solely in voice. But I'm just learning now, anything I'm hearing, I'm taking with a grain of salt, and I'm going immediately to the source areas.
Well, what do you make of these zoomed in photographs that are to like showcase each person? Like I'm looking at one on Caroline Leavitt, the mouthpiece. And the way, like the person I'm taking this from on X says, there's nothing more violent than women on women violence. Women think that men commenting on women's appearance is bad, but the way women comment on women's appearances, see the zoomed in photo below, is far more hurtful. Let me show you, Byron. Like, it's so close. It's like, that ain't the Caroline Leavitt that I got to know, watching her from the podium. Like, you can see like where they maybe injected her lips. Like and they did this to so many folks, and it's like, man, guys, what are y'all even doing?
Her eyes are beautiful.
What it made me think of when I saw those pictures was going back to, I think it was 2007, 2008, when Senator McCain was running, and I think it was Time did a photo and it made him just so dark and menacing, and like, what the heck? And I agree with you. The photos, the first one looks nice. They're all just kind of sitting there looking stoic. But then, some people may find some pores are sexy, Joey. That could be a thing.
Yeah.
And, President Trump does like her lips, so maybe they wanted to emphasize people's,
It's possible. And I hear where you're coming from. I've hit the age where Kevin McAllister's mom and the first time alone is hot. Like, I'm at that age. It's just become a thing. Anyway.
Right. Thank you, Joey.
Appreciate
it.
Enjoy
the show. Y'all keep it up, guys.
Thank you, sir.
We got to get you out on the scene a little bit, brother. You can't be admitting that on the air.
No, I'm just being honest.
She ain't that hot. I got low standards. She ain't that hot.
Okay, you need to rewatch that movie then. When's the last time you watched Home Alone?
Last week.
Oh, really? Okay.
I love Christmas movies.
Yeah, they are good, especially that initial one. Like in a quick reprieve from all this, because I've got Caroline Leavitt defending Susie Wiles. Then you've got JD Vance. He did a whole big speech, and then Q&A as he does in Pennsylvania, a new factory there. And somebody asked about this Vanity Fair piece, so you can actually hear it from JD, the vice president himself, in a second. But did you see, given that you already have watched Home Alone, the original one, for the season, apparently the famed Home Alone house is now being restored to look like it did when Kevin took on the Wet Bandits.
That was last year.
That happened last year?
Or they released the same article, because I remember seeing something about that last year.
I'm looking from 2025. This came out 2 days ago.
Doing it again.
They're doing it again. But apparently, yeah, the Illinois home featured in the 1990. Dadgum.
We old, brother.
But they're going to make it over to restore to its movie fame condition. The spacious red brick colonial in the Chicago suburb, where Kevin McAllister was once forgotten and left to fend for himself in the popular film, underwent an interior renovation, was sold earlier this year in pristine shape, the outlet said. News of the renovations come on the heel. So it must have been like fixed up, and then now they're going to make it like movie fixed up, it sounds like. News of the renovations come on the heels of Home But Alone No More, a memoir released this year by the previous owner of the home.
You know, that's one of those movies you cannot watch the last part of it and not just cackle out loud laughing. Some of the physical humor they go through
still plays.
No, better.
Every time Pesci grabs the doorknob and then slips on the ice, and it always cracks me up. And then I do frickin' love the
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Because those aren't even real movies. Like, they've made these fake old school gangster movies, and they're perfect. They're hilariously over the top. I don't know, the true classic right there. And Home Alone 2 is pretty great too.
Home Alone 2 holds up.
Yeah, then they started going downhill.
I don't think I've watched any past. Kevin was it for me.
Yeah.
You change kids, I don't need to watch anymore.
Now, shifting back. This is the vice president earlier today being asked about, I believe, Susie Wiles and just generally this Vanity Fair piece. Let's listen in to what JD Vance had to say.
Topic question from affordability, because news events do intervene. And that is the interviews that White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles gave to Vanity Fair, in which she's quoted as referring to you as, excuse me, and again, not my words, sir, but a conspiracy theorist of a decade, and described your transformation from someone who once opposed President Trump to now his vice president, an act of political expediency. And I'd like to give you the chance to respond to that, sir.
Well, first of all, if Susie, I'll trust what you said. I haven't looked at the article. I of course have heard about it, but conspiracy theorist. Sometimes I am a conspiracy theorist, but I only believe in the conspiracy theories that are true. And by the way, Susie and I have joked in private and in public about that for a long time. For example, I believed in the crazy conspiracy theory back in 2020 that it was stupid to mask 3-year-olds at the height of the COVID pandemic, that we should actually let them develop some language skills. You know, I believed in this crazy conspiracy theory that the media and the government were covering up the fact that Joe Biden was clearly unable to do the job. And I believed in the conspiracy theory that Joe Biden was trying to throw his political opponents in jail rather than win an argument against his political opponents. So, at least on some of these conspiracy theories, it turns out that a conspiracy theory is just something that was true 6 months before the media admitted it. And that's my understanding. Now, look, I do want to say something about Susie, though, because, again, having not read this article, Susie is a person I've come to know very, very well. And, you know, a lot of you probably ask yourself, what is it like behind the scenes? What's going on actually behind the scenes of the Trump administration? And I'll tell you, the president is exactly in private who he is in public. Like, I'll tell you a little story. Maybe a week or so ago, I walk into the Oval Office and Marco and I are sitting there talking with the president about something. He says, stop. And he looks at our shoes and says, you guys have terrible shoes. So he goes and gets a shoe catalog. Now remember, this is the Christmas season, so the president's got some holiday cheer. He goes and gets a shoe catalog and gets his favorite shoes and orders like 4 pairs of shoes for me and 4 pairs of shoes for Marco, because he's like, we need our vice president or secretary of state to look their very best. And, then we went back to talking about whatever major, international issue we were talking about. Again, he is exactly in private who he is in public. That's not true of most people in Washington, D.C. It's not. And I've seen so many people who will say one thing to the president's face, Democrats and Republicans, and then will do the exact opposite behind the scenes. You know why I really, you know what they are, and you know why I really love Susie Wiles? Because Susie is who she is in the president's presence. She's the same exact person when the president isn't around. I've never seen Susie Wiles say something to the president and then go and counteract him or subvert his will behind the scenes. And that's what you want in a staffer. Because as much as I love Susie, the American people didn't elect any staffer. They elected the president of the United States. And what you want, in a staffer is a person who understands they are there to effectuate the will of the American people, and they're there to follow the orders of the duly elected commander-in-chief of the United States. And Susie Wiles, we have our disagreements. We agree on much more than we disagree, but I've never seen her be disloyal to the president of the United States, and that makes her the best White House chief of staff that I think the president could ask for.
And Byron here just sent me the more full quote. Trump has an alcoholic's personality. He isn't ruled by inhibitions. He's candid, so you can trust that his criticisms and commendations are genuine. Yeah, there you go. There's obviously a compliment.
Big nothing burger.
Exactly. I don't know. I look at stuff like that, and I've learned to trust my instincts on that stuff. And I don't know why anybody would sit down with a lot of these publications. They are not acting in good faith at all. At all. Now, maybe you know that going in. This is sort of, it's just get people to talk about you sort of thing.
Maybe you need a news story.
Right.
Maybe there's something else perking and we don't want it to perk.
Right. Remember Trump used to pretend to be his own publicist, John Connor? Right. So there's all sorts of screwy things just to get a story out there. And then you've got on X here, Caroline Leavitt defending Wiles, and everybody's, defending one another. And we'll see. In a second, we'll get to some more meaty issues with Rubio and Hegseth. They just briefed a bunch of senators on the whole operation, especially on Venezuela and the strikes on these narco-terror boats, as they're calling them. We'll see. And, of course, a few other odds and ends. The vice president, I'll probably keep going with this, continued on in Pennsylvania. And I think he understands, especially being a spokesperson for the Trump administration, where the real fight's going to be in 2026. And, again, it's over the economy, stupid. It truly is. And, of course, also, Rubio rules out a 2028 run if Vance seeks the Republican nomination.
You know who's not apparently ruling out a run? Josh Hawley. Do you see what he did? That might be one of the better indicators of how the mega coalition might be fracturing, if it is.
Well, it's possible. NBC, we got some polling here where they think there is a bit of a split already happening. And by the way, this was from Chris Whipple. He did an interview with Rubio. He works for Vanity Fair. So believe what you want to believe, right, folks?
I was looking at that poll that NBC released. There's something problematic about when you say that your poll is powered by SurveyMonkey.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, this part of the program, in fact, the entire hour, brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage. Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy a home as we head into the new year, into America's big birthday bash year. Or it could be you're looking to refinance, maybe to bring down monthly overhead costs. Could be you're in retirement or getting close to it, and you want that retirement money to last. Could be you've got a bunch of debt on your back, want to restructure that debt or just get rid of it. They can do that with a great refinance deal with you. Or it could be you want to reinvest yourself, your family, your property, take that big vacation, maybe become a like triple maxi Bitcoin freak like Michael Saylor and remortgage a house and throw it all into Bitcoin. I mean, I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying, like, it's your money you built up in your home. Whatever your goals, Alabama Home Mortgage can help you meet those. And then, of course, if you're looking to buy a home, especially heading into the new year, and if you're a very first-time home buyer, work with them. It all starts with pre-approval, and they'll walk with you every step of the way from pre-approval all the way to closing day. You can always call Alabama Home Mortgage Direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. Equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 Ps. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
What if this was someone in your family that had a chronic illness that they could not get away from?
Millions of Americans live with a disease that has no cure.
I was diagnosed with a rare form of sarcoma. The most immediate findings indicated that I should lose my leg, but it ended up taking 4 clinical trials in 25 years to get me to this point.
Cures are within reach if we invest in funding for life-saving medical research that's needed to find them.
Even if they're unsuccessful in my treatment, that they will have learned from my treatment that will be able to allow others to stand on my shoulders to be able to be helped.
Join the fight for cures. Tell your elected representatives to support American medical research. Visit unitedforcures.org/action to send a letter today. Paid for by United for Cures Action.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
Attention Montgomery business owners. Want more customers without guessing how to reach them? Blue Water Broadcasting isn't just radio. We're your full-service digital marketing partner. From smart social media campaigns to targeted display ads to SEO that actually works. We help your business get seen by the right people at the right time. Whether you're a local shop, a growing brand, or an established company, our team can build a custom strategy that drives real results on air and online. Ready to grow? Call Blue Water Broadcasting today or visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, your audience is waiting.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Certainly nice to see the sunshine again. We're still on the cool side today. We've got us in the mid-50s for a high temperature, down to the mid-30s for the overnight low temperature tonight. Then a little warmer tomorrow and Thursday. We'll be in the low 60s both days. And so far, it's a dry forecast for the week ahead. Maybe another sample of some colder air by Friday night into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray to Publix.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Again, 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation.
It is a slow news day, man. When the Susie Wiles news is leading everything.
Right. Here's what Marco Rubio apparently told Chris Whipple at Vanity Fair in a separate interview from the Wiles one. Quote, if JD Vance runs for president, he's going to be our nominee, and I'll be one of the first people to support him. That's pretty straight up. And we'll see if it holds, because who knows in politics. But I genuinely believe Rubio means it. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world, but like we're seeing on this Senate race here in Alabama, these things don't come around ever so often.
True.
And when they do, people throw their hat in the ring.
Yeah, Rubio's 54. Vance is only 41. So even if, like, say Vance becomes president in 2028, he's there for 8 years. Rubio is then going to be in his 60s.
Oh, you're
mid-60s.
You're already putting Rubio behind Vance?
Yeah.
Nah.
You don't think Rubio means it in this interview, saying he's going to back JD Vance?
Oh, I believe that. I'm just not putting Rubio behind Vance in the pecking order.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair. So you think somebody like you're going to get more of this America First stuff that is like a populist?
100%.
So like a Josh Hawley, for instance.
I could see DeSantis making another run.
Do you see Ted Cruz trying to run again? That little creep.
You think Lindsey might entertain the idea for a second?
Lindsey ain't going to be president, but he might run again just for fun.
Right, just for fun. Just for giggles.
I did it last time
just
for fun,
giggles.
too. Like, you just get to travel the country and hang out with all the friends in those bars.
I could see someone like Ron Johnson throwing his hat in.
I could see that, too. Definitely DeSantis. Trying to think of other up-and-coming voices. I could see, especially with this momentum, Thomas Massie might do something. He might pull like a Ron Paul, essentially, not even hoping to win necessarily, just be a spoiler to where you get 15% in a primary, 20% in a primary, you are really upsetting the math.
I would take the field over whoever the perceived front runner is, 9 times out of 10.
So Vance's front runner status, so to speak, might be more of a curse than a blessing.
I mean, you said it earlier, depending on what this economy does, man.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's more of Vance. This was in Pennsylvania. This was the speechifying part of the event they're doing. Let's listen in.
This is a massive facility, and I think that it speaks to what's going on in the United States of America under the past 10 months of Donald J. Trump's presidential leadership. Under this president, my friends, we are building again. We are investing in the United States of America again. You heard our Secretary of Labor talk about it. 61,000 jobs added in the month of November, and that's not all. We saw private sector wage growth grow at a rate of 4.2%. You know what that means? That means we're seeing the fastest private sector wage growth that we have seen in this country in many, many years. And we're doing it by having a president and an administration that believes in you and fights for you. That is what we're trying to do every single day.
So I think they're understanding in Trump land that they have to hit the economy hard, and they're praying that these policies actually work out. Bessent seems fairly confident, but that is, of course, his job to project that confidence. I am worried about, in particular, when you look at things like the stock market, maybe it doesn't affect the average person, but could it be you get a big AI bust? And not in the sense that AI as a technology goes away, but in the same way the internet had the big boom and bust into the 90s, into the early aughts, turn of the century. You could have a very similar thing happen with the AI stuff.
I mean, it's scorching hot right now.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
yes, it is.
At some point, Burble's bust, man.
Yeah, you could say maybe it's a little different than the internet in terms of like how the technology is, what type of investment you need. So it could be it's just such a big investment vehicle that it's going to last a little longer. But I think a lot of the problems are going to be like with the early .com boom and bust, use cases. Like, okay, you invested in all the back end stuff. That is very impressive. Like what NVIDIA is doing is pretty remarkable. What Elon and a lot of folks are doing, incorporating all that stuff, pretty remarkable. But what's the end use case for a lot of folks? Is it just going to be more chatbots, or are we going to have more AI assistants everywhere you go? Like, and how well is that actually working out for businesses? And the bottom line, does it actually replace a lot of middle management? Does it actually replace a lot of, say, upper middle class jobs with editing teams and the entertainment and the arts industries? Who knows? I think it's a little overblown, though, in that regard.
I think there is some chasing the dragon, so to speak, on trying to get a part of this, this profit that's coming down from all these investments and everything. But I think that's what's kind of inflating a lot of this too.
Now, Vance is going to continue on with the argument that you're going to hear a lot of this in 2026. And Trump said he's essentially going to stamp his name on the ballot for 26. He's going to campaign like he's running for president again, which makes a lot of sense. He will never run for president again. Well, maybe. Who knows?
Well, the party needs it.
Yes, they definitely need him to drag them across the finish line. But here's Vance making the point further.
The average American family lost $3,000 of take-home pay through the terrible inflation of the Biden administration. In just 10 months of the Trump administration, the average American family gained about $1,000 of take-home pay. That difference could not be starker. When Joe Biden was president for 4 years, he took $3,000 out of your pocket. And in just 10 months of the president's leadership, we have put $1,000 back in your pocket. That's what that means. And that's just the beginning, my friends. That is just the beginning. Because if you look at what we're every single day, you are going to have, and if this doesn't turn out to be true, I'll come back here and you can all tell me I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, it's going to be true. You are going to have middle-class Americans, middle-class Pennsylvanians, some of the best tax season in 2026 that you've ever had. Because if you look at no taxes on overtime, no taxes on tips, when we talk about no taxes on your auto loans if you buy an American-made car, now those are political words. I'm sure you've heard them on TV, but starting with tax season in just a couple of weeks, you're going to see that in your tax refund. That's what that means. More money in your pocket because you've got a president and a Congress that are fighting for you for a change, and that's exactly what it should be.
And actually, that interest deduction on an American-made car is a heck of a thing. That could save a lot of people a lot of money on taxes.
Speaking of his chances, it's not lost on me the name of the company that he's standing in front of.
Uline?
Uline.
And on that clever note, we'll be right back. Quick break here.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, But whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
At AMS Studios, give the gift of self-care this season and get a little extra. When you purchase a gift certificate for $100 or more, receive a stocking stuffed with $60 worth of free spa gifts, or select a gift certificate for our $105 luxury facial, and you'll receive an additional $120 worth of medical-grade skin treatments added to it, absolutely free. Find us on Facebook or stop by in downtown Prattville at AMS Studios.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Well, it should be quick. Now, I just got a report from east of the Rockies that there's a small sheep. Yes, the ones with the wool. There's this, like the big fuzzy things that you have to shear, running around on Ann Street.
A sheep's on the lamb.
Yeah, yes, a lamb is on the lamb. Possibly, I think it might be a baby sheep.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. Are you hungry?
No, if it's baby sheep, I want to go play with it and pet it.
Yeah, and they are cute. But I didn't have that on my bingo card today, that we have wild animals running around on Ann Street.
Is it every day, Joey?
Yeah, shut up. I wanted them to just think it. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Yeah. Strange. Those are some of my favorite moments in radio, where it's like there's a crocodile, there's an alligator in the middle of the interstate.
When was it? 6 months ago, the kangaroo in Auburn?
The kangaroo. Yeah, these beasts are on the loose. You start wondering, is now the time? Is it now? Again, 272-9228 if you want to hop in on the conversation. Let's finish up here with Vice President Vance, because this is a preview of what's coming. They, as I said earlier, Trump and the team are going to run like Trump's running for president again. This might be a nice trial run, too, for, say, the new party, the new Republicans, not the old school ones. Like, how good are we at running a national campaign when Trump really isn't out there? Can we continue to make the magic work? I think, unfortunately, there's a unique aspect to Trump. We'll never have anyone like him again, for better or for worse. So here's Vance, though, trying to make the argument that it's the Democrats' fault that things are so unaffordable.
Hey, I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised by when the Democrats talk all the time about affordability. Democrats say, things aren't affordable. This isn't affordable. This has gotten more expensive. Drugs have gotten more expensive. Housing's gotten more expensive. And you know what? They're right. And it was because of them. It ain't that hard. If you go back to the 4 years of the Biden administration, why did housing get so expensive, double in price during the Biden administration? It's because Joe Biden let in 20 million illegal immigrants who took homes that ought by right go to American citizens and to the people of this great state. When we talk about why did health care get so unaffordable during the Biden administration, it's because Joe Biden allowed prescription drug companies to take advantage of this country. Europeans were paying way less for prescription drugs than our American citizens. It took Donald J. Trump to haul those pharmaceutical executives into the Oval Office and say, no more. Europe's going to pay more for drugs, and America's going to pay less for drugs because we got to fight for the American people for a change. Why have rents gone down for 4 consecutive months? And I know they're still too high, but why have rents gone down for 4 consecutive months? Because we're starting to get those illegal aliens out of the United States of America. Those criminals, those gang members, those people who are taking homes that ought by right go to the people in this room and your children and your grandchildren. It's simple economics. If you have fewer people fewer illegal aliens trying to buy homes, that means American citizens are going to finally be able to afford a home again.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I think it's wise to tie the immigration stuff to the economic argument. Got to hit the stop hour break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. America's unemployment picture looks increasingly fragile today as new Labor Department reports show federal cutbacks drove a net loss of 105,000 jobs in October. That was followed by a 64,000 job gain in November once the agencies reopened. The unemployment rate did tick up to 4.6%. Retail sales showed no growth in October. Shoppers pulled back. Auto sales slumped 1.6%. Excluding auto sales, the other kinds of sales ticked up by 0.4%. The numbers were delayed by the 43-day shutdown, and that's why they were late coming out. President Trump set to address the nation tomorrow night live from the White House. He wrote on X, "My fellow Americans, I will be giving an address to the nation tomorrow night live from the White House at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I look forward to seeing you then." This is SRN News.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you avoid malware, phishing, and annoying trackers. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Certainly nice to see the sunshine again. We're still on the cool side today. We've got us in the mid-50s for a high temperature, down to the mid-30s for the overnight low temperature tonight. Then a little warmer tomorrow and Thursday. We'll be in the low 60s both days. And so far, it's a dry forecast for the week ahead. Maybe another sample of some colder air by Friday night into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Brighten your holidays with ASC Credit Union. Enjoy the season stress-free with our special holiday loans. Visit us or call today to learn more. ASC Credit Union, your ASCCU.com. 334-270-9011. Terms and conditions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville recently offered legislation within the U.S. Senate to ban Sharia law and to limit the extent of Islamic influence on culture and politics here in the U.S. Tuberville has been very vocal about how Islamic ideology is not compatible at all with the U.S. Constitution, and he says that the goal of Islam is to destroy Western civilization. Now, the Council on American Islamic Relations, otherwise known as CAIR, has labeled Tuberville an anti-Muslim extremist and a bigot along the lines of George Wallace. CAIR says this is the first time they've placed this type of designation on a U.S. senator. Tuberville has responded to the news of that decision, calling it a badge of honor. On social media, the senator posted that he will never stop fighting for Americans and for our constitutional values. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your play today at atease.org.
Witnesses were in court this week in a case against two former daycare workers, Kaylee Gilly and Megan Coker. Both entered guilty pleas for the multiple charges against them regarding child abuse at the Happy Hearts Christian Academy daycare in Daleville. Several parents were at this hearing to talk about their reaction to seeing surveillance video showing their children being struck by the two women and those children coming home with bruises and swelling. The hearing was all done ahead of sentencing for the two women. A construction accident in Huntsville on Monday has left one worker dead. The walls of a construction drainage trench collapsed on top of the male worker. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
This is Lyle from Marguerite's. I want to tell you about our $99 Christmas special. Beautiful, gorgeous, lab-grown diamond earrings, a half-carat total weight, quarter-carat each. Those are big diamonds, only for $99. Your choice of 14-carat white or yellow gold. No one else offers in this country. You can search the internet all you want. You are not going to find that except at Marguerite's. We lose money, but we make great customers. We want to see you this Christmas. Come in at Marguerite's and shop our $99 Christmas special. Take that, Mrs. Target.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Byron Sheehy here in the studio with me today. And let's go to the phones. There's somebody on here I haven't talked to in a while. Let's talk to Clint. Hey, Clint, Merry Christmas.
Hey, same to you, bud.
How you doing these days?
Well, I'm in the hospital, nursing home. So I ain't had no radio. I ain't had no phone.
Man, they got to get you a radio.
I'm good. I got my radio now, dude.
Okay, good.
That's why I'm calling you today.
Yeah, they better be treating you right, because let them know you know that host, and I can raise some hell if they don't treat you right.
I raised some hell. I'm going to tell you why. Marywood Nursing Home in Elmore.
Mm-hmm.
That place ain't right. It ain't right. So whoever you can get, go investigate that place. Go.
Yeah, I'll just say to you, Clint, I'm living with my grandfather, and I think we're truly blessed to have the situation we are in. But it's opened my eyes to we ain't built society for folks who are getting older. And
exactly.
There's a lot of problems in that regard.
Yes, sir, there is.
Yep.
But, buddy, it's good to talk to you.
Good to hear you, Clint, and call whenever you like. If you just want somebody to talk to, we can do it in public and let folks know what's up.
Well, you're the one.
I appreciate you, Clint. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Love you guys. Later.
Good hearing from him.
Was he out of the hospital?
Yeah, no, he's saying he's in the nursing home.
Okay.
Yeah, and no, I've just noticed that. We are truly blessed. Some of this is to my grandfather's own prudence and foresight, knowing this point would come in life. But you look at, I talked to him about his friends and folks around his age that have their own issues. And yeah, we have not built a society for especially the elderly. And I think in many ways, we haven't built a society for the very young. I think this digital garden, if I could put it that way, has been built for folks our age and a little bit older. And, it drives us crazy enough as is.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at how everything's become digital, there are a lot of older folks that are being left behind in that regard. And there are a lot of young folks who are losing their ever-loving minds engaging with this stuff before they've even had a chance to develop. That full prefrontal cortex development, it's not full until 25? And you're sitting there staring at a screen at 3-4 years old?
I think a lot of the 25-year-olds is not fully developed.
That's fair as well. But yeah, it's just become a sensitive spot. Like, and from big to little things, like our medical system seems so all over the place. Like if my grandfather didn't have the help and he's got all these different, like he's got his GP and all the different specialists, and thank God we have family and myself and rest of the family around to help. Like if you didn't have that, like how do you, number one, manage all this stuff? So just the way the system's been built, and I'm not necessarily, it's one of those problems where it's not necessarily anybody's to blame. It's more everybody's to blame. It's just the way the system's been built up and what it's become. And then, stuff like the amount of fake scam calls, especially trying to take people's identity, Medicare scams, in particular, are a big thing. And the amount of people that try to just take advantage of folks at this time of year, in particular, the elderly.
The elderly year-round. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of people don't have that close family connection, and they really are left by themselves.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's sobering, put it that way. But I do thank God we are blessed for the time being, despite all the tragedies that have happened in life. Yeah.
Man, if we don't find somebody to make us honest gentlemen, we get older, Joe. we may have to Golden Girls it up when we're in our 70s.
Yeah, we're going to be old, like the Odd Couple sort of thing. Now, we got another tale of two senators. Whenever this happens, where I see a Tuberville story and a Katie Britt story right next to each other, we're looking at a tale of two senators. First one's from Tuberville. During an appearance on the Benny Show. Oh, go Benny Johnson. By the way, what's this deal with Milo Yiannopoulos calling everybody gay?
He can say that, can he?
I guess he can, because, I mean, he was flaming, like, my God. If you listen to his Tucker Carlson interview, what he described himself doing is insane, like truly possessed sort of insane, not healthy. Oh, it's just, no, like a true problem of processing trauma and by re-traumatizing himself over and over and over again. But he's out there just kind of, Benny Johnson is gay. What I was there in the hotel lobby when his wife was crying when he's up there with the boys. And I'm like, ugh.
Is that supposed to carry like more of an insult if a homosexual person calls someone gay?
Well, Milo now claims that nobody's gay and that it's just a response to environment and overbearing motherhood.
There's a lot of gays.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people that naturally come by it. I agree. No, there's an interesting question about the whole, is it just repression in the past and now you see higher numbers now? I think actually just from thinking about it in an empathetic way, it's a mix of things. I think there are people who come by and honestly, and I think there are folks who, stuff happened to them when they were young.
I just always thought it was genetic.
Yeah, I don't know. That's been the line for ages. And, but I don't know. Anyway, sorry to get off on that tangent because I see Benny Johnson. I just thought of that Milo interview and I'm like, why is he's saying all the influencers in GOP land are GAY?
I saw him on Tim Pool not too long ago.
Yeah.
They were having a gay old time.
I don't quite trust him.
Tim?
No, not Tim, Milo.
I don't trust any of them, Tim or Milo.
I kind of trust Tim Pool to be Tim Pool. Like that's the sense of like, those are the people I trust. Like you're in character and you stay true to the character of who you are. I will trust you and not be surprised by anything.
Fair point.
I think what often ends up being, I don't trust that guy or this guy or whatever is like, well, you're not even seeing them for who they are. You want them to be somebody else. And maybe you got along in a coalition for common cause and then you're shocked when they disagree with you on
it's certain like that turtle trusting that scorpion, right?
Right, something like that. But anyway, during a Tuesday appearance on the Benny Show with Benny Johnson, Coach Tuberville discussed the recent murder of Mountain Brook native Ella Cook. Have they caught the guy who did that, by the way? That they put out a grainy piece of surveillance footage that doesn't show squat.
They're not releasing anything.
But here's what Tuberville told Benny Johnson, saying, quote, one of the individuals killed at Brown University was from Mountain Brook, Alabama, a young lady named Ella Cook. She was a Republican leader in the school's college Republican club at Brown University. You can't tell me she wasn't targeted. I would hate to miss the opportunity to say that because circumstances here are very, very fishy. Tuberville went on to express frustration with the lack of accountability and willingness from the colleges to help ensure student safety. But at the end of the day, Tuberville says, nobody really pays a price for this. I've been on campuses all my life, 35 years. I was a college football coach, and more of these things are continuing to happen. And we're going to have to force the hand of these people that run these universities. I'm getting ready, hopefully, to be the governor in the state of Alabama. And we're going to have to do something where for every 20 or 30 students on campus, security is proportionately increased. These universities are making tons of money. We have to have security for those people. Tuberville went on to say, we have to ensure the safety of the young people on these campuses because they are a target. They are easily accessible. It just amazes me that the Democrats are worried about more about the drug dealers than they are about people who are killing people here in our country. So that's Coach Tuberville's take. And also, to her credit, Senator Britt gave a lovely, and sometimes I sound like I don't mean things seriously, truly lovely, well done tribute to Ella from the Senate floor yesterday. But the other senator I'm looking at, this is from 1819 News, Austin Shipley, wrote it up there from North Alabama. Katie Britt is on the warpath against fat kids. No, that's not the headline, and that's not how she would say it. Like, I know, but that's how I would say it. There are a lot of fat kids. Like, I don't know what parents are doing, if you're just feeding them straight butter.
They're being fat. The parents are fat.
The parents are fat.
When's the last time you saw skinny parents with a fat kid?
That's a good point. Sorry, I'm getting all choked up thinking about the big fat fatties. Yeah, I think there's some truth to that. It's often, people say, follow a stupid kid home, you're going to find stupid parents. Now, if you it's not that tough to follow them and tail them. Watch some fat kid waddle home. How much you want to bet you're going to find fat parents?
They might be picking them up at McDonald's after school.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of bizarre. As I hit my 30s and I did the whole college thing. I ate like crap. That's why I was pudgy. I knew what I was. I drank too much. All these things. That puts on weight, bro. But it's one thing to be in your 30s or 40s and you're fighting your body doesn't do the same thing as when you're 18. But to see a kid who's 9 and they already are pre-diabetic, if not full-blown type 2, what in the world? This is not I'm going to make fun of fat kids segment, though that is fun. This is really unhealthy behavior. So, with the goal of reducing childhood obesity among America's youth, U.S. Senator Katie Britt has introduced new legislation codifying President Donald Trump's executive order officially establishing the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition. According to Britt, the council serves as an advisory body for the commander-in-chief while supporting physical fitness initiatives, sports participation, and nutritional awareness on a national scale. Lawmakers hope the council will redirect attention to the declining fitness trends taking place across the country, particularly among school-age children. Make America healthy again starts with making sure our children are physically active and develop healthy habits early in their lives, Britt said. One way to achieve this is by building on President Trump's effort to bring back the presidential fitness test in our schools so the next generation learns to love fitness and understands the countless benefits that come with leading an active lifestyle. Yeah, no, I remember when Trump signed this and wait, they took that away? Because they had this that was what field day was all about.
That wasn't the presidential fitness test.
I believe so. Yeah.
No, the presidential fitness test was you had to run a mile by a certain amount of time.
Oh, yeah, we did all that stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't field day.
Wasn't 100-yard dash stuff either? No. Or long jump stuff?
Nah, that's field day. You had to do push-ups, sit-ups, you had to actually do real exercise.
Well, and then also, how far could you stretch? You remember the box?
The Pilo box?
Yeah, the box where you straddle it, where you're sitting on your butt and you have to and then see how flexible you are?
Nah, I don't remember that.
Maybe it's just a Catholic thing. I don't know. But that was part of this stuff. No, I remember having it when I was growing up. They would do all sorts of Yeah, we're going to test your abilities on these things. How many pull-ups can you do?
Mhm.
How fast can you run the mile? How many push-ups can you do? How flexible are you? These sorts of things. And I have to admit, though, I'm more flexible now than I was as a kid. I hated stretching as a child.
You hated exercising as a child too.
Yeah, I still hate running. Like, there is a much better way than running.
Not really.
No, I can't stand it.
Love running.
Like, man, yeah, I'd rather lift weights.
I'm not doing it out in this weather, but
No, that's miserable. No, I'd rather run outside than on a treadmill. I'll give you that all day, every day. But yes, it's better to be outside doing that stuff than on some machine. Like, if you're going to do cardio, go outside. But then there's other stuff you can do.
there's no substitute for a good long run, man.
Yeah, but you do it also affects your bodies in different ways. Maybe that's what you're going for. You just want to have that long-term endurance fitness.
Have you ever caught a runner's high?
No, the closest thing would be like after training all summer, like I would never be tired in a football game. And you kind of have that next gear where when you're in it, you're good.
Totally. Playing football and actually running at some point in my past, totally different. Mm-hmm. Like that's adrenaline, when you're competing and you eventually get worn down. Whereas the runner high, that's all the endorphins. Your brain just starts pumping out all the feel good stuff.
Now, a lot of folks say that, what about Michelle Obama's Let's Move? Y'all hated that crap. Well, in 2012, the Obama administration moved to replace the presidential fitness test. So this changed long after I got out of school, 2012, with the Presidential Youth Fitness Program, disincentivizing the use of established fitness tests and measurable goals. Youth fitness declined rapidly. Now, approximately 1 in 6 children ages 10 to 17 has obesity. Damn. That's a lot of fat kids. And of course, Britt has been a consistent advocate for solutions to improve public health, seeking improved FDA oversight and reporting through the Better Food Disclosure Act and supporting efforts to remove harmful synthetic dyes.
I bet you most of those kids are morbidly obese or classified extremely overweight, not just obese.
I agree.
Like right now, we're technically obese. I guarantee you right now, you and I are obese.
I'm getting a little better there.
According to the
standard, I'm 5'10", I'm 200.
Yeah, the last time I looked at it, I think I need to be about 190, 194.
Okay. I'm getting close. But I've done a recomp to where it's a lot more muscle at this point. But I used to be $160 when I was quote unquote skinny. Yeah. I didn't like how I felt at all.
Most of the time I care about 2.
Yeah. And again, it shouldn't be like how you see yourself in the mirror, because your mentality and your self-image changes all the time. It shouldn't be just about the scale. Scale's a good way each morning to sort of see where you're at, in terms of long-term trends. But it's not about the scale. It's not about how you look at yourself in the mirror. It's about general health.
And whenever that chick comes up and rubs your head.
No, sure. Yeah. There's that too. Anyway, let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Old Navy.
Hey, Old Navy. How are you?
Good. I had my father-in-law in the hospital, and he was in his 80s. And one thing that's changed is the medical personnel no longer administer pain medication.
Mm.
It's up to you, the patient, to push a button to give yourself more pain meds. And he never understood that. The only time he got pain meds is when we were allowed in the room. We pushed it for him because he just didn't get it. And that's terrible.
It is terrible. And I want to make clear the doctors and nurses, my grandfather's at Baptist, they were great. But I got there real early one morning just to sit with him. And as he started to wake up, he's like, I'm going to use the restroom. And I noticed this thing over the top of the TV starts making this noise. Sir, please sit down, sir. If you need help, buzz some. And I'm like, well, I'm here, just ignore it. And it started doing this loud alarm noise. So essentially they turn on AI to watch you in the room. And we're like, please turn that off. We don't need that. And yeah, it's like you can't replace the actual person helping out. And if you're expecting somebody in pain who's disoriented in a place they don't understand or where they're not accustomed to, they're the ones that have to administer it because a bunch of other folks were irresponsible in their drug habits. It's insane.
Yep.
Insane.
I just thought I'd point that out that everyone that's got an older person in the hospital.
Yeah, well, and like I said earlier, we have not built our society for folks who are getting up there in age, and it shows. And maybe the next upcoming generations can be a little more forthright and cognizant of all that.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, old man.
You know, Joey, if the boomers aren't going to do it for themselves, probably not going to be much hope, man.
Yeah, I'd worry about that. No, and I'm not even making a joke about the generation stuff. I do generally worry about that.
Oh, I wasn't joking either.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of, well, because I often do. I think there are a lot of folks, Boomer and Gen X now, where they kind of have gotten used to a certain way of living, which is very independent, and I'm used to it. Maybe I got it coming as a millennial. We both do as we get older. But you're used to that technology and the way the world works now affords you can live as a lone wolf. Seriously. You can get by day to day being pretty much keeping to yourself. Like most things are taken care of for you, especially if you got the means, you make enough money, you can live on an island, but it's artificial. And as soon as you can't work a phone, you can't work the new technology, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah, you can do it until you can't.
Right.
You hit that wall, you're going to need some help.
And then not to mention the spiritual aspects of that isolation that is affecting, I think, every generation and every age group. We've built this world where it allows you, yes, to live on kind of an island. Some folks are lucky enough to have that, direct family where it's just you and the two kids or something like that. And even then, when you look at history, that's not how people used to live. It used to be generational living. And I get it. You don't want to live with your in-laws. You don't want to live with your mother. Like, I see why people want that independence and that sort of standard of living. That's why we do it. But I think there's also something lost, as maybe more so than what's gained.
I think it's a societal thing too. I was reading, I think it's either Japanese or Chinese culture specifically, but no matter how well-to-do a child is, if their parent gets sick, it's their duty and responsibility to go take care of that parent. Your personal career does not matter.
Anyway, we got to hit a break here, but that was the two senators, Tuberville talking about Ella Cook, to Benny Johnson. Is he gay? I don't know. You can go ask Milo Yiannopoulos. And then Katie Britt talking about fat kids.
Did you get into the Brown stuff much yesterday?
Yeah.
Did y'all go over any of the cameras, how many there actually are on the university?
No, I didn't get the exact number. I just know there are a lot. And how do you have no video?
Yeah, I read somewhere that the students affectionately referred to it as security university. So I was curious, how many actual.
And I saw the clip of the university president just saying, I don't know why they don't work. And it makes me go, did y'all just have dummy cameras everywhere that weren't recording squat? And the video that we do have, the guy has a mask on. And he has a particular gait and how he's walking and stuff. But, good luck figuring out from just that. Anyway, we do have to hit this break. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And this is another aspect of health, especially for your fellas out there. Could be you're hitting middle age and you're slowing down and you don't feel like yourself. You're just sluggish and tired all the live long day, both mentally and physically exhausted. But there are a lot of guys out there in their 20s and 30s that should not be having low testosterone problems, but they do. And it's a problem in the developed world. It's probably something environmental. Maybe it's all the microplastics. Who knows?
Milo.
But if you are feeling down, like you just feel sluggish, tired, you're never in the mood, unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, your eating habits are all off, your sleep patterns are all off, go get checked out at Montgomery Men's Health for low testosterone. And urologists and provider there are ready to tailor solutions specifically to your body and goals. And of course, just beyond testosterone, like ED treatments and many other options many men don't even know exist. But get by consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. And they have many options there, depending on where you are in life, like how you want to go about treating an underlying issue like low testosterone. And I know, guys, you hate going to the doctor, so do I, but procrastination is only going to make it worse. It's not going to get better. You only got one life. Live it well. Call them up today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or visit MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For many years, my team and I have worked diligently to provide our veterans with top-notch service, as it is our honor to serve those who have served us in the armed forces. Madeline and I are certified veteran lending specialists. Nationwide, there are over 22 million veterans that qualify to purchase a home through the VA loan program. Yet less than 2 million of them currently have a VA home loan. Many lenders do not keep up with the ever-changing guidelines and benefits of the VA loan program. They are intimidated by the program, resulting in many veterans not obtaining VA loans. This is unacceptable. The VA home loan program offers service members and veterans with 100% financing. You've already paid your down payment. If you are currently serving or have honorably discharged, we would love an opportunity to discuss how the VA program can serve you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Thank you for your service. NMLS 1586-368, Equal Housing Lender.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com. This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1. WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, in case you missed it, looks like Erica Kirk and Candace Owens sat down in private for 4.5 hours, and it seems for the time being buried the hatchet. First, here is what Erica Kirk said on X. Had a very productive conversation with Candace Owens. More to come from both of us. Looking forward to AmFest this week. Time to get back to work. And then Candace Owens put out on X right after that meeting. Erica and I had an extremely productive 4.5 hour meeting that I think we both feel should have taken place a lot earlier than it did. We agreed much more than I had anticipated. Of course, we also disagreed on various points and people as well. Most importantly, we were able to share intel and clarify intent. I will, of course, have a full rundown for you all tomorrow as I am currently exhausted. But I wanted to quickly let you guys know that absolutely nothing was held back, and the immediate result was that tensions were thawed. Oh, I think that's a step in the right direction. Hello, Pamela. How are you?
Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
You're so festive today.
Oh, do I look festive?
In all black, as she usually does. Yeah, I almost wore black today again, but Eddie
You
keeps
are very
buying these
festive.
things, and so I'm like, I'm gonna let it go.
I did get my little red number delivered
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool
today.
That's gonna be real cool.
Am I the only one who doesn't have a Christmas get up?
You don't have any?
Well, not like
Purposely?
No. I got a red and white toboggan.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
that's cool.
But
That
it says
fits.
Roll Tide.
That's
Well,
I'll allow it.
We can't.
We'll
I'll
allow it. Good
But-
man.
Yeah, I don't know, like because I got sucked down the rabbit hole of like Candace, and then not just Candace, it's like all sorts of folks
Mm-hmm.
about what happened, the circumstances of Charlie Kirk's very public death and assassination. And it's what I wrote about this week, and it came out today at 1819 News, read it yesterday. It's like, everybody's free to respond however they want. And this is just the day and age we live in. But like my response to that was literally study the Bible and take it seriously and pray on it. And maybe I'm just not the right type to be like, I want to know every inconsistency and try to tie the dots together after looking at the inconsistencies. And of course, I just use as a baseline, I don't really trust them. But I've also learned not to trust my own suspicions because I often, they're wrong. And I don't know. I hope with this book that's being now published that Charlie wrote finished writing it weeks before he's killed, that it will provide a message and a perspective that is a response to folks I think that have gone down rabbit holes. Now there are folks who do this and they're more watching it, and it's again, that's fine. I'm more talking about like when I see the nastiness on X in particular, like just the back and forth and the constant, like, yes, believing your suspicions and nothing else. I think it's the wrong message. And it should get back to, no, what did this guy actually stand for before we get too lost in, trying to figure out what's the full truth and nothing but the truth of the matter. And also, I did appreciate the point the other day Megyn Kelly made. There are definitely a lot of folks who aren't saying anything because possibly they're on a witness list and they cannot say anything. It's unfortunate. We were talking just about like the hospital system and all sorts of other things. This trial won't get going till the end of next year?
I got to ask, who possibly can't say anything? Because it seems like that's all everyone has done is said stuff.
Oh, sure. No, I mean, there are going to be, as the defense and prosecution are putting these together, there's definitely going to be people who work directly with Charlie at Turning Point that are probably going to be called as witnesses. And Erica Kirk herself is essentially the designated victim representative.
Right.
So I think she'll probably take the stand. So there's going to be aspects where you don't want to ruin the prosecution's case. You don't want to. And that's what's crazy, though, is we're going to be waiting a year to even start it, which is just maybe this is how it should work. Justice should be slow. You don't want to rush to judgment and all these things. But in this day and age where everything is a mile a minute online and all the speculation, you see this dinosaur system that's just plodding along, and it does not help people's trust levels. But you're not going to solve the distrust problem around the Charlie Kirk case. What you're going to have to find is across the board, more and more folks earn that trust again. Because right now it is non-existent, and I think it's warranted. To a large degree. And as I wrote about today, wrote about it on Sunday, I often just don't feel at peace. Like that whole feeling of cortisol levels are through the roof.
Yeah.
My dopamine is completely spent. And one of the few things that makes me feel at rest is literally pick up the Bible. I started with the New Testament, just started James. I'm like, oh, this is a short short thing. I'll read it. And put my phone away, or at least in the next room, and just focus on that for like an hour. And I'm like, wow, I feel a heck of a lot better. I don't feel as stretched thin. And then, of course, the nature of this gig, whatever this gig is at this point, like I'll look at all this stuff and I can feel the ramp up. In fact, on Thanksgiving Day, I remember saying to my family, like it was about 11:15, we go on at noon.
Oh, yeah.
And my physiological response was already in that mode of ramp up, ramp up, ramp up. I'm like, wait, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that today. So there's an element. I can't imagine the folks who are in it. Like I am living blissfully in my obscurity.
Yeah.
And a few folks locally know me, like see me at the grocery store. If your gig is like you have millions following you because of the stuff you say online, in some ways it's a great benefit. You reap a lot of reward from it, you make a lot of money, and you get to meet a lot of new interesting people and make connections. But I'm sure there is a toll and a cost, a big one. And a lot of people probably who aren't, say someone like a Candace Owens, or there are a few like a Tucker, or anybody who's gotten big in podcasting. They've literally made enough money they could go away and do whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about that like mid-level person that a few people know, but not everybody knows. And they're just trying to make ends meet. And they're sort of stuck in this, like, I have to keep this going and I got to get more eyeballs and clicks. And
Nick Fuentes?
Fuentes is a whole other case, man. I have to say the guy's got talent for days. Like I watched him with Piers Morgan. I'm like, Piers, stop it. You're making me like him. I don't agree with him, but stop it, Piers. Like you're all
You can go find something
like
else. that'll
scolding
make you feel
him
another
sort of
way.
thing.
You can go find something else and make you feel the complete opposite.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Fuentes is a real piece of work. But as I'm watching like Piers do his, are you a racist? It's like, okay, whatever. Like, seriously, that the scolding of the boomer does not work anymore, Piers Morgan. It just doesn't, which has its own costs and benefits as well. So I don't know. I feel like the main thing that really struck me, and I know I'm not alone in this, thank God, is either go back to church or at least pick up the Bible, start studying, start at least entertaining these stories that are older than all of us, older than in a way that's almost incomprehensible, thousands of years old. And the way I look at it is this, like my grandfather was asking me about like, why are like there 4 different gospels and stuff? And I'm like, no, I think that adds to the credibility in the sense of, I think what happened that we're about to celebrate on December 25th, and then the whole rest of the story, Calvary, and then the resurrection. I think what happened did happen. And it's a deep, profound mystery that first those closest to it were able to document, but they would do it in their own particular way with a certain thrust and understanding. They were real people who were trying to understand this deep mystery that they truly believed against their own like safety and security and betterment. And so that's how I kind of view it, is that these things are profound, deep mysteries that will never be exhausted. And at times it comes across online like there are a lot of people don't even consider those stories or those mysteries anymore, or it's become a flippant like a bumper sticker sort of thing, where I can reduce down this mystery to just a simple like profession here or there. I'm not saying you have to be some brilliant theologian. You don't. Simple faith is often better than the complicated, like all the different, trying to figure out all the different ways. Like, let's do a typological reading of the Bible and like how every, prefigurement of Christ and the cross, you can do that. And I think it's worthwhile if you enjoy doing it. But the person that simply lives out the faith in a way that shows fruit and love often has a lot of these folks beat. But I don't know, maybe we're seeing a return, but also I see the darkness of our society. It's just obvious in my face.
Yeah.
And I think everybody needs to, on their own terms, I really am in no mood to tell anybody what to believe. But everybody on their own terms needs to check themselves to a certain degree and maybe revisit deep mysteries that are essentially the foundations of this civilization we often take for granted.
Believe in something higher than yourself.
Amen. Got to hit another break. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro, Ashley and that fantastic team Well, they're ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. And I think they're still doing Operation Blue Santa. I saw Eddie and Heather, his partner, Eddie and Heather went by in their onesies and they gave some like new bicycles. So if you want to take a new unwrapped toy over there to Pest Pro Services, you can, make that happen. And they will get that toy to somebody in need. So it is a very Merry Christmas indeed, especially for the little kids in this world. And of course, at Pest Pro, they're ready to help you all year round. That's why you should already be signed up for their subscription model. Great way to control pest control costs over the year. But then, like say in cold months, they'll do specialty things like wildlife control service. It's freaking freezing out there, Mr. Bigglesworth. And so there's going to be some little critters, squirrels, rats, mice, raccoons. Maybe a raccoon breaks into your liquor cabinet, gets real drunk.
Oh, God.
Like that one the other day. Whatever it is, they can, number one, get the animal out of there. Number two, make sure that they've sealed up all entry, exit points. And of course, they can do a whole check around your surrounding property to make sure there's nothing that's attracting these little critters in the first place. So y'all check them out today. Again, that's Pest Pro Services. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces, or just call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell Ashley, that great team that Joey that fell on the radio sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a street corner Santa.
Ho, 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 man.
I see you're raising money for charity.
Yeah, and when I get done, I'm going to go over and talk to David Ernest about my portfolio.
Well, of course you can go see him, but you can also call him.
I know, man. Toll free. 833-596-7233. And remember, those last 4 digits spell out the word safe.
Indeed they do. And I understand there was some trouble over here last night.
Yeah, I kind of got thrown out of the cocktail lounge down on the corner.
What happened?
Well, I'd been out working. I was kind of tired. I wanted a little something to drink, you know, and I asked the bartender for a Santa's sleigh.
A Santa's sleigh? What exactly is a Santa's sleigh?
It doesn't matter what it is, man. It's just on the house.
You know you're getting cold, don't you?
Ring-a-ding-ding, man, and Merry Christmas.
This holiday, make your home feel merry, bright, and beautifully furnished. Royal Furniture is celebrating the season with royal savings on living rooms, bedrooms, dining sets, and more. Right now, unwrapped doorbuster deals and fast delivery. Need credit? Get the Royal Credit for any credit situation. Whether you're hosting the whole family or gifting comfort to yourself, it's the Royal Furniture Holiday Savings Event going on now. Royal Furniture in Auburn, Prattville, and Eastern Boulevard in Montgomery.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electrical bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this. Listen close. You get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Still a quiet forecast for the next couple of days. Tonight will be a little chilly again. Overnight low temperature down to about 35 with mostly clear skies. Lots of sunshine on Wednesday and Thursday, and I think we will be in the lower 60s both days. That is certainly better. Looks like we may sample some colder air again by Friday night into Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live local talk, the River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Short segment here because I talked too long last segment. But did y'all see the clueless tourist in the Philippines who just starts handling with no protection on the hands or stuff an octopus?
Oh.
And apparently this octopus is known as one of the world's deadliest.
Oh, wow.
Is it blue? Got the little blue rings on it?
I believe so. Yeah. It's called, what is it? Their markings are certainly very beautiful and striking to look at. However, they are only displayed when the octopus is about to dispense its deadly poison.
Oh.
According to a statement from experts at the Australian Institute of Marine Science. Yeah, you can see in the video, the man is holding this. It's a tiny little thing. It's not big, fits in the palm of your hand. And you see, these beautiful blue spots on it. And the guy's like, oh, it's so beautiful or whatever. But it apparently was in a good enough mood not to release the deadly toxins into his palm. Within its salivary glands, live bacteria, which produce a chemical that essentially paralyzes you.
Oh, yeah.
It's a fast-acting toxin that paralyzes the target by blocking nerve transmissions. Like that, I'm in the Philippines. Look at this beautiful octopus, and you're dead. You're dead.
That's what you get for handling aliens.
I don't know.
Never convinced
Brit.
me to not.
He's a British man. British man in the Philippines.
On holiday.
Those crazy Brits on holiday. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Sam calling from Pike County.
How you doing?
Oh, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay, I'm out here on the road and I got feedback, but yeah, I know Australia, they have a blue ring octopus that's supposed to be just terribly toxic. That may be it. But you never know. Reason I called, I was thinking about
That's what this was, by the way, the blue ringed octopus.
Okay. I can see it. No, and they got the box jellyfish, just all the toxic, the Tasmanian tiger. They think some of those have come back.
Oh, yeah. Australia is no joke.
Blowfish?
Australia is no joke. Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, I've been got off topic. You get outfitted. You get the real boots, the real snake protected boots if you're going to go out back all that. There's no second chances with some of those critters. Oh, they got that spider. They actually do spider hunts. I've been watching YouTube before it goes away. Look here. What I was thinking about earlier was speaking about fat kids.
Yes.
And I was thinking about that, putting some energy on it. And I realized back in the 70s when I was going to Floyd here, junior high, we had tobacco. And that, we got there before school. People smoked cigarettes and do the dip and all that. And I was just like, we need to bring back tobacco. It just, it'll perk the kids up and give you something to look forward to this first day off.
I'm more in favor of tobacco than all the amphetamines that they put kids on.
Yeah, just
absolutely.
Put a Zen in that kid's mouth or make it help.
Yeah, said I'm not a big smoker. I can, but the amphetamines, they're hard to put down, hard to stop those. Other than that, Joey, I saw an advertisement or something. I just thought of it like 5 minutes ago, but I got to check this out. Have you seen the advertisement? It's called The Book, and it's a reference guide to restart civilization. And I want to see, what topics it covers and whatnot. But looks like it's well drawn. Looks like it's pricey, and but anyways, that's my next little thing to look into.
Well, report back to me.
Report back. I'll give you a book report. All right. Listen, thank y'all. Merry Christmas, brother.
Merry Christmas, Sam. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. And of course, at Dillon Rings, they're ready to help you with that Christmas shopping, whether you're looking for stocking stuffers or if you're looking for that big ticket item. Could be you want something custom designed. Josh Ryder, the man, is really good at what he does. And of course, they've got all sorts of stuff on sale, like and true unique pieces, a lot of heirloom items.
They have been posting a lot of good stuff on Facebook.
Yeah, some of it is just like a ring from 1902.
That's the one I saw earlier today, and I was
beautiful.
like, that is gorgeous.
And so some of the stuff's 15% off, all the way up to 70% off. But when you're talking about something that's $3,000, $4,000, that 15% off, that 20% off, if not more, man, you're saving a lot of money for something that's one of a kind. Or, of course, you could do something fun, like best friend bracelets you can't take off, and you got little charms to them and whatnot. Or
did you say they do permanent jewelry?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to bring Remy.
Yeah, it's perfect for kids.
Yeah.
And of course, they also have stuff that's, that $100, $200 still looks great. You will want to wear it, but it's not like, the $3,000 ring.
70% off.
Yeah, some of the stuff is up to 70% off, but you got to get by there, and you're running out of time. You should have already gone last week. Go now. 119 Brown Springs Road, just off Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder that Joey and Byron and Pamela, the whole gang there on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
WAKA Action 8 News has brought you the River Region's first 9 p.m. news since 2007. Now you can watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW. Want to know where to find it? Go to Channel 22 with your antenna, DirecTV or Dish Network, Channel 14 on Charter Spectrum, Channel 7 on C Spire, and Channel 19 on WOW. Get your Weather Authority forecast, lace up sports coverage, and your local news. It makes a difference where you get your 9 p.m. news. Watch Action 8 News at 9 on the Montgomery CW.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back. Go right to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prideville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. Like I was saying, I'm sitting here trying to find Angie something for Christmas. I'm almost there. Almost there. And you could almost be there, too, if you call Prideville Carpet at 285-8117 if you can't figure out what to get your wife. Get her a new floor, for Pete's sake.
Yeah,
She's been after you all year.
Still there?
Yep, there you are. My phone did something weird. Sorry. So if y'all are in my boat where you're trying to figure out what to do for Christmas, I tell you, the new floor is a home run. You're not going to go wrong with that.
And ladies, maybe you want to get the man in your life like a new epoxy floor garage floor. It's great. It's great. So it could go both ways.
It can definitely go both ways. We are making people's Christmas so easy at Prideville Carpet because all it is a phone call, 285-8117.
And when you call them at 285-8117, be sure to say you heard Ray Bowles on the air doing his Christmas shopping at the last second. And
hey, if you're like me too, that you got the problem that you share a credit card and you can't really hide that expense, you can pay me right after Christmas.
Ooh.
Mm.
Gotta love
I'd
local
rather hide
business.
it.
There's trust there. I like
You got to
that.
hide it, you know? Yeah. All right, guys, give us a call, 285-8117.
Appreciate you, Ray. Talk again tomorrow. And let's see who this is on line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Joey.
Hi.
Joey, it's TS.
Hey, TS. How are you?
I'm percolating. This will just take a second. That's all we have. I just wanted to give a shout out to Clint. Clint, thank you for calling in. And if you please let us know where you are now, I'm sure we'll come by and visit you. We've been praying for you, and I love you more, Clint. Thank you.
Thank you,
love
TS. Bye. Merry Christmas. So y'all got a big show today on Happy Hour?
Oh yeah,
coming up?
Master Thespian's gonna be here.
Nice.
It'll be raucous.
Does he often sing to y'all?
He has his moments. Yeah,
He's
a jolly fellow.
He is jolly. I think jolly is the word for it.
He'll be in something festive today, I have no doubt, because he's doing Santa in Prattville this season, so he's extra jolly.
Phrasing, by the way. Phrasing. Doing Santa.
You know.
Phrasing. I know what you mean.
Playing, acting.
Yes. But yeah, he's boisterous. He's exuberant. And he's got some pipes on him when he starts singing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm a little, I don't know, somber, bump on a log-ish.
Yeah,
so.
you're more Margot and Todd sometimes.
I know.
Yeah, I've been that way
I
many
know.
Christmases, and I'm starting to feel the spirit a little more. But I just see Master Thespian. It's not Jingle Bells. It's not Rudolph. It's not Frosty the Snowman. He's probably going to break into God rest ye merry gentlemen, like very deep bellowing sort of thing.
Yeah. And my favorite Christmas song is Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, that's a good one.
Not the Jackson 5 version.
Which version?
I don't know. My own.
Your own.
Yeah. When I was when I had Max, I was only 20 and I literally didn't know any like nursery rhymes or lullabies. So I sang Santa Claus is Coming to Town because I knew all the words to it.
Well, on that
And
wholesome
we've
and
always done that.
wholesome and adorable note from the woman who always wears black. Y'all stay tuned. Happy hours next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM.